PC. Hang on a sec. Gotta change that to US East. Computer. Why am I not hearing anything? One sec. One sec. This fucking thing is shitting itself every which way. Right. I now have audio again. Evan, are you on mic? Fuck.
Not. I died.
God damn it. Nothing's going right. It's so very hot and I forgot to update my Twitchcraft. God damn it. Right, there we go.
I'm at the house.
I'm setting out for the house now.
I see you still had Lancer in your thing, like a Lancer set.
Oh yeah, right
Probably-
now.
You
Okay,
could probably have just overwritten that one. Dragoon.
I might as well just remove it. It does not auto change back to 1. I'm so upset.
No, you could have just said make like current set that set,
Oh, okay.
like overwrite set with what you're currently wearing, and it would have become a Dragoon gear
Right
set
now.
because you're wearing the crystal.
Let's just do this though. Hell yeah. Right. Hauke Manor's in North Shroud, isn't it? Oh wait, no, it's
What?
not. No, it's not. There it is. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not at Hauke Manor. I'm at the house, the estate,
yes.
the company.
I'm in Britannia. Well, I can come to. Actually, I should come to you. Wait for Chris, I suppose. Actually,
Yes. We could hang out right here.
let's go. Yeah, he's turned on Final Fantasy 14. I can see that much.
That's good. I like that.
Yo, what's up?
Hello. Hey, you know what?
What?
Robot.
Fucking hell. He's an actual mech. Look at him go.
Now I'm gonna do Bio Blaster.
Ah, excellent.
Now I'm gonna do Air Anchor.
So it looks a lot fancier than it used to.
Oh, wait, air, I think. No, it is, because I used that. Hang on, it's still on cooldown. Now I'm gonna use one of the area of effect attacks I get is auto crossbow.
I was wondering why that one was.
And now, my biggest attack, I use this buff that makes my next attack a critical direct hit, and now I use drill.
39,000.
It's like Edgar from Final Fantasy VI.
That's basically all of them there, isn't it?
I don't think it has like flash or like the noise machine or the chainsaw.
Ah, yeah, the chainsaw.
Those are the other ones he has. Machinist only gets 4 of the 8 things, or is it? Yeah.
I don't think I ever really used a flash one, but I remember the chainsaw very fondly.
Also, you do just get a flamethrower.
War Crimes, the class. That goes forever.
The trick, so flamethrower is weird in that it's an area of effect and it does damage over time, which is like it does actually more damage than my normal area of effect move. But the thing is, if I move or input a different action while the flamethrower is going, the flamethrower ends. So it does more damage, but also to do the flamethrower, it lasts for 10 seconds, and I have to do nothing else for those 10 seconds.
Ah, okay.
I have to stand in place with the flamethrower.
You there, Chris?
Yep.
There he is, Chris, on the internet.
Yeah, you kind of jumped it on me. You're like, I'm having problems, and then literally 2 minutes later, like...
The problems were it just, you know, dumped a bunch of my Chrome tabs, and they're just gone, so that's fun.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
I retrieved, like, half of them, and the other half are just in the void, so...
And then Luke literally came home, like, right when you went live, so I'm like... I was like, waiting for him to get a little settled, and then be like, okay, so you came home right when Final Fantasy 14's happening. Just so you know.
I mean, you know, my stream, my rules, he can fart into your microphone as much as he wants.
I'm running away from
I
combat.
wanted to tell him, but...
Alright,
I was only running away to get out of the, like, combat, so
okay.
I would drop the striking dummy aggro.
I'm just following on autopilot, honestly.
This is my bench. I bought it, and I put it here. Back when we first got this house.
It can only fit you.
If I stand up and go a little to the side, you can fit a Lalafell right there, probably.
Or your chicken.
Or my chicken.
Alright. Where are you, Chris?
The inn.
The inn.
More like the out, am I right, people? Which inn? The Gridania?
The same one as always.
That's Gridania. Let's go meet up with Chris.
I actually forgot to do my next Dragoon class quest in between sessions, but
that's the one that gives you the funny jump.
Yeah, but I don't think I'd be able to use funny jump in this dungeon anyway.
No.
Yes, this was going to be yesterday, but yeah, you know, it's just everyone on the street decided, oh, you know, let's have a social distance, you know, street party where the kids can all get into this bouncy castle. Is definitely very socially distanced. And we're just gonna blast, you know, like pop music up and down the street while sitting on chairs across from each other playing bingo.
Well, don't you know, now that things are starting to open back up and it's been a few months, it's gone.
Yeah. To be fair, they legitimately did keep distance, but also They still
Why?
did it. Yeah, like why? Yeah.
I think I might. I'm stuck in the running animation on my screen. I think I
You
might be having a glitch.
you look fine on mine. Hello, Hammer. David is not joining us this session because it's Sunday and he's not able to. So it's just the three of us. So really, cats and 2 humans.
I think my game's freaking out. Now I'm still in the machine. On my screen, I'm still in machinist clothes, but I got a shield.
Yeah, I think you're lagging the shit or something. You look fine on ours. You're
They
running
get
very
how
slowly.
much money from this game?
Why?
I can't believe he's
Oh.
playing on a video machine. God, I'm pretty sure it's more optimized for the video.
Chris does have an NVIDIA card.
Oh
Sure
yeah.
do.
I wonder if Chris could get RTX voice.
I can.
Wow, Chris. That means you can make it a stream with only your voice, and if Luke goes, ah, it might only pick him up just a little bit.
Yeah, I like. I messed around with it a little, but it kind of requires you to do a lot of stuff with your settings, and I'm like, kind of lazy.
You should do it though, because then you could stream again.
Hasn't been the problem with streaming.
I feel like it's partially been.
Like, for a time it was, but...
At any rate, shall we go?
I guess.
I wanna go reclaim
Do
my.
we want to do a daily dungeon first, or do we want to do exactly that dungeon?
We might end up doing it twice.
I don't think I could because I haven't beaten it, but if we could just roll a daily then, might as well get us the big wad of EXP.
I'll try. My game's still lagging a little funny, like.
Comments.
While we're doing this, should we talk about what's going on, though?
Like the downfall of America or the other? What's
No.
going on?
I was talking more so Chris is like, maybe we should do most of the single players
Ah,
on our
yeah,
own.
yeah. So the downfall of Final Fantasy 14.
That's not the downfall.
I know. I'm kidding.
I was just gonna see how it went.
Yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. But like, my goal again, like I said, is to make sure everyone's having a good time. And if you feel like you doing single player story stuff at the same time doesn't gel well, we could just do story stuff on our own screens and then multiplayer stuff on like a weekly gathering once we complete the story and stuff. Like, I'm here to make sure the best experience. I will also say that Chris started out his like suggestion as being like, well, I've finally grown to like the game, and
Which is a bit, yeah.
It took a while, but
I've finally grown to like the game, and that did give me a "you like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward" type moment in my heart.
this game is complicated because it was confusing at first, and there was a lot more reading than I expected. I was actually really just expecting like a kind of Monster Hunter thing where it's like, yeah, there's some story that you can ignore, whatever, and then you're out in the field killing monsters and grinding and shit because it's an MMO, and then it's like, oh no, it's actually like reading a book, and then there's some battles in between.
And you
It's
are
actually,
American, so
Yeah,
I don't understand what that means.
Americans hate
because
reading.
reading is bad. But actually, get these guys too.
Well, a bit more seriously, like, to be fair, there was RPG appended to the end of MMO. You know. But that's fair.
Like the actual like main 2.0, a Realm Reborn base game, and Heaven's Word, core story, Stormblood, Shadowbringers, the actual big story part that comes out on the release date is very kind of like a single player thing. There's multiplayer elements in the dungeons and side content.
That is like fairly typical for MMOs, or at least it was, and back with World of Warcraft and shit.
Yep. And then most people who are like hardcore players, they're like, oh, the story came out, let's play the game non-stop every day for 2 weeks, beat the story, and then once the story part is over, we're in the grinding end game that is actually a lot of the multiplayer stuff. Where it's all, where the grinding is all like, oh, you gotta do these raids, get the gear, get the higher levels, get the bonuses, put the materia in your gem slots.
I'm looking forward to materia fuckery in particular.
It's just putting slots into things. The trick is the overmelding, though. Because it's spent materia.
It's like it goes down to like 10% chance of just explode.
But if you get it in, then your equipment is even stronger. Oh, wait, hang on. This guy. The aggro on the bad.
Wow. Yeah, like, any which way, I'm fine with how you want to do it. Because I quite enjoy the game any which way, because it is deeply Final Fantasy, so. And if the split up approach facilitates, you know, actually still having a group for the, you know, raids and shit, then hell yeah. Go for it.
Yeah. Like, it's more so like, hey, we beat the story, now me and my free company, we can do, like, raid progression and all this stuff. But that's kind of how they've actually formatted it. Which is different from Final Fantasy XI, because Final Fantasy XI was, you gotta go out in the field, if you go out alone, you'll die. And speaking of Final Fantasy XI, I did forget to mention that you might have seen logged in this thing called the Maiden's Rhapsody.
Yes.
That is the they're rerunning the Final Fantasy XI crossover event in this game currently.
Ah. What does that do?
It's a little storyline that's a reference to Final Fantasy XI.
Okay.
But it's hard to get the reference because it's Final Fantasy XI. It's like when they had the 15 event though, and I got my funny card. You get an outfit for doing it.
Nice.
So we might want to do that. I actually already did it the other day, I think, though.
Can we do it at our level? Is it that sort of thing? Or?
It's level 30. I did write that short list of pros and cons based on what would happen if, like, in a group split for the single player stuff, though.
Yep.
It was kind of interesting that it was in a notepad when it was below 2,000 characters. I was expecting, like, you know,
Yeah.
something
Well, here's the thing. I wrote it in a notepad just to think about it, so I wouldn't be writing, like, thinking about it for, like, 20 minutes and just writing it slowly in the Discord.
I do that all the time, but then I just copy and paste it in Discord in the end.
Yeah, so the reason is just because I could have done that, but I was like, should I copy and paste this into Discord? I don't feel like it. I didn't. I just gave you the notepad. It's like, here's the pros and cons. It's pretty brief and simple.
It was.
Do you have any thoughts on it?
Kind of what we've gone over.
Yeah.
I do concur with the concern that with just how our streaming tends to go, that I might trail well ahead because I will more regularly play, most likely. But
Wait.
oh, we need one. We're missing one.
We're missing one. I don't remember. I must have missed it.
Oh, it's up there. Yeah.
This person was just gonna wait here.
All right. But there's also the fact that I'm like, hey, we should, like, I am able to prevent getting too far ahead by saying, hey, you should stop at this point though, because we want to do these parts as a group. So there wouldn't really be a concern of like, Chris is in a Realm Reborn, Gavin's in Stormblood. There's no crossover anymore. Because I'd say, hey, we're not gonna have that.
Yeah. That's fair. I feel like that would actually probably be pretty necessary then, just because of circumstances, who knows.
Yes.
You never know when I'll come down to COVID-19 and then just, you know, be out for a week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yes.
That's a lot of stuff on me.
You got stuff on you?
Not anymore, it looks like.
It's just a neat pile of bodies.
There he is.
Yeah, like, you know, whatever suits any which way, I'm done with it. I will... Yep.
And my take is that I've said it multiple times, my role as the expert player is to facilitate the most possible enjoyment. So that's whatever everyone wants.
Thusly shitted upon. Hey, I have no use for these. I will greet them as of all things.
I don't want those shoes.
Ah, what you got them?
It's just these two before the elevator action. Nothing else to hold. Get this treasure chest though. I got it. Oh, yeah.
I got ether.
Oh, I thought it said elixir.
I wish it was elixir. I'd be immortal for like a second.
I mean, unless you're doing stuff on your own later on, you'll realize healers are the entire healings you need.
I figure.
You don't really use items very much.
Just for whenever I'm off trying to punch shit for their skin. I notice it doesn't show the name of our FC at the end of our names when we're in a dungeon.
No. So the thing is, dungeons are across an entire data center. Since they're, as an instance, they're agnostic to your data center. So you saw Ultros was in the primal data center.
Yeah.
When you're doing a dungeon, it can pull anyone from the entire primal data center. That way, matchmaking is even faster if you have a wider pool of players.
Clever, clever. Ah, sure enough, they're from Behemoth.
Yep.
What do we need for this? We have full 12 again, don't we? Spriggan Copper.
Oh, we don't get 12. Well, actually, you're right. It's 6 ons.
Yeah.
Fire. We had this argument the first time we did this.
Yeah. Both technically correct.
He dropped it.
Oh. It's absorbing my attention. There we go. Yeah. More vile explosives.
Oh, we gotta fight the jelly man.
Yeah.
Remember, we actually have to get him in, like...
Yeah, there's like a fire explosion in it somewhere.
Yeah, we have to get him in the area, like... So I, as a tank, actually need to make sure he's moved into that. So we use the improved blasting device. And that summons blasting caps. And we have to make sure...
Blasting cap tries to explode on you and also catches him.
Yeah.
Alright.
And it splits.
Kinda curious this is just like raw slime and not like a flam technically. Does not have the face.
Oh, one of them. I think it was aggroed on you, actually.
It's super issue.
So, could you actually hit the improved blasting device? Because if I try to do it, it actually knocks me out of the interaction.
Get it. Done.
Alright. I'll provoke him.
Where is that Spriggan?
Provoke is actually my move. Oh yeah, that's
I got him. Alright.
Split again.
We need the blasting cap again? Or?
One more. When they're one bit smaller is when they start to take damage. You can just crush them.
Alright, well, it's not active yet. So. There we go.
Yes.
Bing.
Provoke is actually my move that gets aggro. So when I do this, that little flash, that means, hey enemy, I got a big dick. Come look at me.
Wow.
There we go.
Alright, they're vulnerable now.
Feast on their bones.
They're dead.
Sick. Fire sound.
A book and a belt.
I'll greed the shit out of both for raw money.
Actually, that belt is better than my current belt.
Can I withdraw? Well, actually, I'll just give you the belt if I get it.
You can actually pass after rolling greed or need if you decide to.
Okay. Actually, I do have a very nice goatskin belt, high quality. If you want it, if you don't get that belt, you got the belt. It's fine.
I got the belt.
Chris, would you like a goatskin belt?
Can I use it?
Probably. It's all classes, so you should be the right level to use it, I think.
Now let's fight these guys.
Not that you needed to because of how the game works, but I'm kind of curious if the two range people could just stand up on that cliff and shit at the thing while we jumped down.
I mean, kinda, but you don't really. Oh,
Yeah, you don't really need to because everyone's glued to you.
Another thing is the tank is like I told you before. I'm like I get aggro, I position them.
Yep.
A good thing for me to do is actually be facing enemies away from the party. So when they do area of effect attacks that are like a cone, they're at me and you're behind them, like that. That way, just when they try to even cast it in the first place, you are not in it. They're dead. Treasure box.
Ooh. Again, I will read.
That's worse than what I got. Look at these hippo surfs.
Hippos. He blew up the wall and then didn't actually come out. That's funny.
I guess he just likes being there.
He just wanted to see. Alright, so.
Oh, wait, we got these two as well. I didn't notice them. You just kill them. Alright, now we fight the boss. Whoop! I threw the shield. That's my funny shield throw move.
This will be where I tag off to hit down anyone trying to break walls. I got him, don't fret.
Yep, I'm just making sure the aggro stays on me. Although I think even when that I have their aggro, they still just focusing on the wall.
Yeah. Alright, he's dead. Archer, help.
At this point, we should really concern ourselves about the ads. This boss is pretty easy in like the third dungeon.
Oh, they've got the ad now, so I'll just...
You can just get burned down. Gavin, it's time. Do the limit break move.
River. Ah, there we go. Ah, the kill with it. Ah, that's the shit I live for.
This archer's watching the cutscene. I bet he's a new player.
I didn't even see the notice that someone in here hadn't done it yet.
Well, maybe he's just doing it again. He doesn't turned off cutscenes.
Mm.
I don't need those funny shoes. All right. That's our daily leveling bonus.
Yeehaw.
Boy howdy.
Welcome back, Hammer. I think in the time you went to do dinner, we might have done the entire dungeon. Unless I missed that and you were back a wee bit ago. Oh, two of us are back. There he is.
Look at this guy on the table. That's bad manners.
He's staring directly at you as he does it too.
He's also got a funny looking axe. It's like blue and stuff. I'm level 36. Chris is level 34. Gavin's level 37.
I am unable to trade with Chris because I want to hand him the belt.
Oh yeah, because Chris is on the free trial still.
Ah, well shit. Would you like a belt?
No. Well, look at that white mage. That's a white mage from Final Fantasy.
He's got a black mage's hat though.
Yeah. But that's fun.
Rad though.
Alright, so now we gotta do Hauke Manor.
Let's go.
It's under a Realm Reborn dungeons. There we go.
That's right, you can just select it. We don't actually need to run me back there.
No, you just had to go there to unlock it.
Ah.
It'll also bring us, well actually it should bring Gavin back there when he's done. Because it's gonna trigger the story beat.
Yeah.
But Chris already did the story beat after beating it because he didn't disconnect.
He was not disconnected by his ISP. Oh, this is a rogue, is it?
That's a rogue. They haven't fully, well, unless they're only like level 29, because level 30 they're supposed to be ninja.
Mm.
Which is kind of like the spiky looking circle. There's a lot of spiky looking circles for icons actually, so nope, they should have done their job quest already.
Curious.
They probably have moves that aren't unlocked yet. What a shame. This is why people tell you to do your job quests, so you get moves and stuff unlocked.
You should type in chat and tell them to do it.
That I don't want to be that rude.
You don't have to be rude about it.
Oh god. Oh lord.
That's a lot of fun.
Fortunately, I have access to my jump.
What? The heck? What happened?
Okay, you were in the AOA, Chris. So was I, and we got terror.
Oh.
No, this doesn't bode well.
Which froze us for 10 seconds.
Wait, I thought I did the skill that lets me instantly cast.
You did Presence of Mind. That one makes your cast 20% faster. Swift Cast is the one that's instant.
Same ass looking icons. Going back to the entrance.
I have been terrored.
Yeah.
I'll be with you shortly. Or should I just lie here until you come running back over?
No, you should actually respawn because you won't get weakness debuff.
Ah, right.
If Chris has to raise you, then you'll be 25% weaker.
Hang on, I'm behind you.
We also need to still go back in here.
Hello.
There, I stunned it. That way it can't do the terror. dead.
Murdered the shit out of it this time.
Good riddance.
Resilient, that's bad.
That's a strong bad. Wait, we didn't need to go in here. There's just a treasure coffer.
Hey, every bit helps.
Okay. Now let's fight some bats.
They just did
Oh,
a
yeah. What?
The rogue just kind of poofed and became invisible for like a second.
Oh yeah, they can do that. And I think if they get an attack off while being invisible, it's a critical hit. Hooray.
Let's go. Yep.
Wait. Nope, I got it.
Did I have a terror?
I was too slow.
Right there, grab the key.
Terror doesn't have the little white line over its debuff marker, so it tells you can't actually cast Asuna on it.
Oh, you cannot heal raw fear.
Yeah. There's always the little line that tells you the spell a debuff effect.
Fucking eager, aren't they?
I'm gonna do it. And this time it's gonna work.
Hey, I doubt it.
Oh, fuck you. Might wanna.
Evan, hold on.
Yeah.
Evan, you're outranged.
Okay, I'm coming now.
Yes, I believe in you.
Nope. Pressing 2 as quickly as I can.
Back up, back up, back up.
And I use Swift Cast to do it, so...
Wait, Swift Cast. No, I said earlier, Swift Cast is the one that makes your next move instant. Presence of Mind makes your move
Presence of Mind, whichever the one is the fucking one.
Okay. Don't worry about it. I like going for it though, because I'm like, let's
Oh, fuck you. I got nicked right before I got second window. Should I just take the respawn, or?
Yeah.
The Halo DPS is right behind me. Look at this way, yeah.
I think they're almost here. They're just turning the corner.
Yep.
Okay.
Being harangued by a lamp.
Let's just kill this bat really fast. It's funny.
Alright, sick. Oh. Ah, they're grabbing a tiny key.
We need those.
They seem to know what they're doing, which is curious that they still have the cutscene on.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff.
We don't need to fight those guys, especially because we went into that room before. When you got the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing. I silenced the spell. I stunned it.
Jump up the height of my final hit animation just for peak synchronicity. Sick animation fancies for
Green.
Three of us just taking the immediately to grab it.
So remember, we actually have to go back for
Oh, I
it
can't use
because
this.
that's where the basement is.
Well, I got the steel claws anyway.
That's for Puglist.
When I punch people in the far future.
I'm doing it.
Someone use like an here?
Yeah, they did in that boss fight. Now I'm just building it back up again.
To be fair, you might as well just build back up by the time you get there.
Oh, it's like in Smash Bros.
Still.
I know Smash Bros. That's the game for Mario. That's the end of Smash.
Yeah, the end of Mario. So just keep doing our like advanced class special actions every now and then. Maybe look at the idea of fighting nature.
Tiny key. We gotta find the yellow key, actually. That's to get into there.
They're opening another door. Okay, stop. Lord of Jesus. Hello, Maverick. You have to stealthily go live while you're not watching, otherwise everything went wrong when you didn't see it. Oh, I'm back. I'm glad jump just cancels itself so your target dies in the game. I can just immediately reuse it on something else. Too many bones.
What's with all the bones?
Roasting today though. We're like one day off of June and it's immediately gone to this peak summer heat. It's terrible.
I can't wait to get used to this, because like right now I'm like, is this worse than the cold or what?
I'd argue it's worse than the cold.
Hey, hey!
Not today, Sid. Yeah.
It's the last one.
Last one, alright. I was about to ask. He's getting psychic.
Whoa! 3 bones. That's more than a regular amount.
There's more bones than I have in my body.
It's 3 whole skeletons, and you're just 1 skeleton, so of course that's the case.
Depending on how things go, I may be less than 1 skeleton.
Are you gonna have a bone removal?
Sometimes you just have to. Oh yeah. It's horrible. I feel like I hit the thing first, but it takes that little bit longer for me, and then you kneel after I start, and you grab it.
Boink. Now we're on the other side of the barricade.
I say, man, we already killed the other one first, but we didn't. He was just blocked by the imp. I do at least appreciate that I also have that capability. It's just very nice.
That's some good pants.
Some damn good pants.
I got pants.
He's got pants.
Pants too. Alright.
I can't outdo the ninja run.
Fun fact also, ninja, when they have their weapons drawn, their jump, they do a little flip in midair.
That's good.
And they're the only people who that does.
Okay.
You alright?
I think Chris
Well,
was
that-
interrupted a bit.
You know, it's because I got the thing that was really good, and then when I equipped it, I was without a shirt, so I guess the hood removes your hat, which is stupid,
That's very weird.
Hang on,
even though it's a circlet,
give me a
so
second.
it just rests on my hair.
No, it actually shouldn't do that. Wait a second. Oh yeah, yours cannot equip gear to head with your okay, yeah. They do that a few times with a certain sets of gear in a Realm Reborn, and then they never do it again.
God bless.
Where they had certain types of gear that was like stronger in like. There's tank gear in a Realm Reborn where it's like it covers your torso and head, as well as your legs and feet, but you can't equip gauntlets or something.
And eventually, fuck it.
It's really strong gear, but you can only equip those 2 pieces of gear pretty much, and then they were like, this is a bad idea, let's make it so you can equip a piece of gear to every slot always.
We should wait there in a cutscene.
Oh, yep. Hey Chris, remember how you complained about my shield being on my back and it wasn't fully on my back?
Yep.
Chris, look at where it's on my hand. It's even worse. It's even worse.
You know, in a position where it's primed.
To be held, it's just
Intentionally
on
moved.
there.
It's cosmic, that really is.
Up to the void lamps are on.
One out.
Up. Ow.
2 out. I think they're getting the ones at the back of the room.
And now they're back up.
God damn. Oh.
Interrupted.
They spawn behind buildings, by the way, be careful.
Sure have aggro right now.
Wait, oh, I forgot. Chris, I forgot that there were ads at this moment. Oh wait, the reason that you have aggro is I accidentally turned off my aggro stance. That's why I was
just keeping us on our toes, are we?
keeping you on the toes. You never know what's gonna happen. I was accidentally holding down control when I did my one hit of the sword combo, and that turned off my aggro buff. Okay, just kill it. There's no way. Just punch pot.
Yep, finished it on a jump. Hell yeah. Their chests?
Oh, that's a thaumaturge's arm, so that's for black mages.
Hell yeah. A 10-fingered hole staff. Alright, I'm getting out of here before Virgin kills me again.
Part of me feels like Gavin just likes getting stuff.
I mean, I
He
intend...
only buys it.
All the shit I get, I intend to just hand to my retainer to sell.
Some stuff you get as drops though you can't sell.
Oh, well, fuck.
You can sell them just for like the default price. Like
Yeah,
if you were
well,
selling it to an NPC.
I'll do that then. Darkness is... Ah, yes, the cutscene.
Me and Chris are still in the inn because we already seen that.
Oh, there's 2 Hell Wizards now.
2 of them. They gonna get you.
Just judging strength, I see. We're gonna need a bigger god for this one. The Anno History Collection will add multiplayer to Anno 1503 after over 17 years. It wasn't a big advertised feature for the original, and then they never put it in the game. Cosmic. Alright, alright, but that's right. Yep.
I'm pretty sure you got a report to the guy in Danya who was like who worked at the manor who gave you the quest in the first place.
I remember him now, yeah. It's funny to me though that Anno game didn't have the advertised multiplayer, didn't have it, and now has it 17 years later. It's no longer false advertising.
Where do I go to get this job quest now?
Oh yeah, you just got level 35. Right?
Yeah.
Chris, that's the level cap for the trial.
Oh.
But I can still do this job quest, right?
You still can, yes. And you can still do the story because in terms of story, we're at like level 28 quests being given by the story still. So to find that job quest, you know how it shows you the next main story quest at the top left?
Yeah.
Underneath it, the little second one is actually your next job quest as well.
Oh.
So if you click that, it'll tell you where it is. I'm pretty sure yours is in the South Shroud,
Yeah,
where
it's
you're
all the way down there.
At least you don't have to go to the snowy north.
You can pretty much just teleport to the South Shroud, though.
Well, I don't know if you know, but I would prefer that.
He would. He would prefer the snow.
For aesthetic, I suppose. You should have been the Dragoon.
He said he wanted to be the healer. I was like, the healers are the most cynical people of the group. And he was like, that means I want to be the healer.
Well, that is pretty fitting right now, isn't it?
That's how it always is. With healers. I know how healers work.
He did play TF2.
He did. I will tell you a funny thing though. You might remember, Chris, that I told you you get a move called Rescue at like level 40 something, and that lets you pull a party member directly to your side if they're being dumb and standing in an area of effect attack.
I like Pudge from League of Legends.
Yeah, you get to pull someone next to you. Or it's like Roadhog from The game over game. Watch.
Game over game.
Overwatch game. Anyway.
Back to Minfilia.
If a party member is misbehaving, sometimes a healer likes to use rescue and then pull them off the edge of the platform and have them die.
I feel like, you know, that's what text chat is for.
That is what text chat is for. Also, Pudge is from Dota, not League.
Fuck, they're the same game, except they're not. But they're the same game.
They're the same game. What's the difference between Call of Duty and Battlefront, really?
Did you call it Battlefront?
I did. What's the difference between Battlefront and Battlefield?
Battlefront's the Star Wars one. That's the difference. I would say that's a big difference.
It's kind of funny because this lady's like, never let your anger and fear overcome you, as the healer.
That's like Star Wars.
The White Mage lessons are just the lessons you learn as a Lancer first. That's funny. That is also Star Wars, actually. God. Some reviewer talk about how the collection costs same as the Settlers one, was less than half the game, and that's what Ubisoft are doing to make up the difference. So, well, yeah, obviously nothing. It's Ubisoft. It's a wonder there's a collection at all, really.
Yep, I see Gavin is turning in the story quest. I'm pretty sure Chris turned that in already. When he beat it last time, and he might have even done like the next quest. I don't know.
Because don't they like put you right there, and I'm like, I'm not going all the way back here. Oh my god. There's just so much shit.
Is that good or bad?
Oh, bad. It's this hellhole again. Wait. Oh, wait, wrong one.
Which hellhole is this? Sorry, I stopped paying attention.
The first one.
What?
Is this on the lower part or the upper part?
Oh, you're talking about Limsa Laminsa.
Oh, right.
Hey, let's put 5,000 stairs there, but mark the stairs with really big, long text that blocks everything.
I just want to say, eat shit quest rewards. I made a better version of these earrings already. Haha.
That's because Gavin likes to do crafting.
Yeah. Alright, I'll take this one while I'm here. Rapid Titan. Oh boy. I'll take this one while I'm here, and then I'm gonna go do my job quest.
That sounds fine. So if you can't tell from the name of the quest, we're gonna go get Titan.
Yep.
He's the next primal we're gonna have to defeat, and it's certainly gonna be very straightforward.
Is Crash Bandicoot here? It's a reference to Crash of the Titans.
Ooh, that's a great joke, I like it! No, Titan's actually just the rock man, the earth boy.
He's literally just a man who's very big and made of rock.
Like how Ifrit was the fire guy when we fought him, Titan's the rock guy.
Limsa Laminsa is just the story of Pokemon Sapphire, Ruby, and Emerald.
In what way? I didn't know it.
Earth God versus Water God happening on the Sea Town.
Oh yeah, that is pretty much it. Because Limsa has to deal with Titan and
Leviathan.
Anyway, Titan is the god of the kobolds.
We actually seen kobold, dude?
I think not very much.
Okay.
You might have seen them once, I can't tell.
そしてこの依頼というわけね。悪いことに万神フリートと違って情報が圧倒的に少ないわ。
I'm surprised that Titan is the more subtle
タイ
one.
タン討伐の実績がある傭兵団、海遊旅団は5年前に解散しているの。
What do you mean by that?
We knew a lot about Ifrit, but not a lot about Titan.
Yeah.
激戦になる。
I mean, it's,
国家団に同行する
I
とはい
guess
え
you'd figure
相手は
Titan
万神。
would be
どういったことが
more
起こるのか想像できない。
cool.
Yeah, I would have figured like Earthquake God would probably be a bit more noticeable than Fire One, but I suppose Fire One is just that much more aggressive.
しかもコボルド族は閉鎖的な蛮族。シルフ族の時と違って対話
Well,
によ
hey,
る解決は
what's
難
a
しい
regular
でしょう。
earthquake and what's a Titan earthquake? How do you differentiate
今度
between
は
them?
あなたの
Suppose,
超え
actually.
る力ではない。
I guess the only real difference is do you see the giant man making it or not?
試されることになる。いくらエオルゼアのためとはいえ危険すぎるわ。
You just told her, I am totally down with killing a god. From
We've
Mikote to
already done it
Mikote.
once.
From Mikote to Mikote. I've killed a god once, I will kill it again.
ありがとう。
リムサロミンサとくればヤシトラですね。
Alright, this is where I get first paired up with Ishtola then.
ヤシトラ。
Well, yeah, we had Thancred with Ifrit.
And the Goon squad, I imagine, for Garuda.
Eden, Papalimo
ありがとう
for
ヤシトラ。
Also the Sylphs, actually.
the Silk stuff. Now, Stola, and it's
やるとなったら
actually fitting
とことん
because
やるわよ
guess what?
本依頼は
They were the
暁の決命全体で支
connection
援
to
し
the Scions in the
私たち
starting
が任
areas
務
when
で
you're
一緒
doing
に行け
level
な
1
い
to
分
15.
しっかり支援するのよ。
Like, you're going with the Ystola, the Limbs of Laminsa.
Ida.
If you start
それぞれ担
mentioning
当
that
国のブラ
Ystola
ンドカンパ
there,
ニーに行って状況説
Thancred
明
was in
支援要
Alba,
請
Eden and Papalimo were in Bredania. Bada bing,
を。
bada
ブリエンジ
bang,
さん バ
bada boom.
ルデシオン委員会へ連絡をお願い。できればアルフィノにも。パパにも少しでもいい。万神タイタンの情報を集めて。
I actually thought she just wasn't going to address him, just because he was small,
依頼の詳
and
細
I
は
assumed he was
国
going to be
家団
going
の
with
作
Gita.
戦本部でしてくれるそうよ。現地に向かって。十分に用意をして出かけてね。あなたたちにクリ。
Game had a moment there.
Yeah.
Alright. I don't think there was a warp point in the Snowy North, but... Where are we? Here. Black Shroud, I believe this is the entrance I want. North is, I believe I have that one. I do. It's €40 for 4 games and their add-ons that came out between 98 and 09, with added widescreen resolutions up to 4K and improved multiplayer for all games. You know, like €10 a game, especially with those editions, I'd say is like, I'd call it a bit more than acceptable, but I suppose that the Settlers one does the same and has like, you know, more games. I suppose in contrast, it's a bit lesser. But even then, like 4 for 40, I'm like, yeah, fair enough. Alright, it's time to go get my silly jump.
Silly jump time. Chris, I'm pretty sure, is still doing his level 35 quest.
Am I supposed to be doing that?
I thought you were doing it.
I was just getting it so that it shows up on the right side of my screen so I can easily access it, because it's
Oh, okay.
hard to forget.
Alright. I thought that's why you were picking it up to do it.
I get like healing over time from doing it. I don't know how valuable that is, considering every move in this game is like burst damage.
That feels pretty valuable.
Depends how powerful it is.
I don't remember. Let me look. I'll look up how. I'm looking up how strong regen is for White Mage.
Alberic, you fucker. Undertake a trial. That actually works out fun way. Haldrath guided his hand, guided by Hello, and I'm pretty sure that's the god I picked as mine. Unless that's a deliberate thing where they insert your god there.
Regen says it has 200 cure potency, which is a little less than half of just regular cure, but I'm not sure if it does the 200 potency cure, like over time, like if it's like through the 18 seconds worth of regen you have, it does a cure worth 200 potency, or if it is, each time it activates, it does 200 potency cure. So, but it's not weak, to put it that way. So it's still, I would say it's something to have. It's a, you have just, the best thing is to be able to make use of all your moves in this game.
Might as well get that one.
Okay, so how do I get my bird to be able to attack? Because it ain't doing that.
You use the, you go into the companion menu, and you use the Geisel greens, the lettuces, remember?
No, but like when I say attacker stance, it's grayed out and it says skill level too low.
Hang on.
Hey, I recognize that fucked up crocodile. That's exactly the model from Final Fantasy XII, just a bit more HD. They're doing that a lot, I notice.
Your chocobo is summoned, right? Like you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like it's doing stuff now.
Yeah. So companions and stuff like that doesn't attack until you start attacking.
Okay.
So you probably didn't start fighting yet.
What even is the deal with the skill tree and stuff? I don't even know.
I've never used a companion chocobo to fight, so I don't know.
The Game Star is still doing that series. One reviewer plays all beloved games he's never played before and tells everyone how shit they are. I suppose it keeps making money. Alright, I have attuned my first town in the snowy north.
Congratulations.
Snow jackals. You don't tell me you're down in the void. Are you down in the void? You might be down in the void. He's down in the void.
It's the Rat King!
Rat King? Where?
Makes all the rules, presumably.
Presumably.
I don't even like that meme, but it's so prevalent that
That's curious to me, because I'm pretty sure you're the one who sent me the video of it.
the video's good, it's just really overrated.
There's other parts of the video that should have stuck out more, maybe, is what I think Chris is trying to argue. The rats shouldn't be the star of the show. Which I get that.
Trained death gears.
I do really like this story beat though. You're like asking this war hero how he did it, and then he's like going how rad it was, and you're like, can you just tell me how to beat it? And he's like, fuck you. Now because you didn't want to listen to how rad it was, he's gonna make you do all these fun.
Oh yeah, Chris, you're on the MSQ right now.
Yeah.
Well, there's his
Like-
lead for a bit.
Yeah, Chris has
Why?
the lead while Gavin's doing his job. So, Chris is easily fine to read at his own pace. But yet again, I'm sure the hunt for Titan is going to be easy and straightforward, and not going to be one of the two sections that takes a little bit too long to do, in most people's opinions, in the game of Realm Reborn.
And then we go back to the house.
I mean, that's the gimmick of the articles in Mamla, is that the idea is it isn't really genuine opinions, it's just, you know, it's not really looking at them in a historical context or games that haven't aged well, and it's not giving a shit for the ones that are still perfectly fine now. It's just, what can I say to piss everyone off so they all click the article and call me a cunt? Because as long as they see the ads. as long as you still get the ads, it doesn't matter what they say. I kinda wonder how many more Final Fantasy XII versions of creatures are gonna pop up.
On a mount,
I suppose it makes sense, because this isn't really the... I mean, it is probably partially on, like, crystal tools for, like, Final Fantasy XIII, but I imagine they would just be using... up-resing the Final Fantasy XII designs, because, like, that'll just sort us out. And I'm not gonna say no, because I fucking love that game. Your Dragoon, inner dragon grows stronger.
elusive jump.
Hell yeah. Alright, let's sort my shit. I'm going to move sprint to... Nah, shit.
Oh, Chris is doing it. Instance.
Alright, no, never mind.
Do I have my bird in here? No?
No, unfortunately.
Do that. Yep, I'll do it. Then we can Wee. That goes some distance.
And that's why everyone falls into the hole. Oh, there's an AoE right here. I gotta backflip out of it. Oh no, I've fallen! And now I've died. That's the story of Dragoons.
Where is this? Ah, well, let's see. Right. Yeah, my old thing of game reviewers and their professionalism. I maintain if there was a basic level of, like, not just tech literacy, as I said before, because that's very important and increasingly important, but, like, you know, just some actual critical practice going on, things would be a lot better in public game discourse in general. C'est la vie. Alright, let's not sprint anymore. Whoops. It begins in earnest.
You gotta get to... Oh. Hang on.
We're gonna do a thing, we're all gonna step outside of, like, a city, and then instead of, like, mounting or, like, preparing to sprint to somewhere, I'm gonna backflip back over the line, back into the city.
I was gonna have you set up that sprint macro where you can press, like, R3 or something. Along with the fact that once you get to the point where actions are filling up your bar and even the back bar is all combat stuff,
Yeah.
you're gonna want, like, those side icons that show you the HUD. So it's like, oh, this long cooldown, but I can see the cooldown. Alright. I'm gonna give you the tutorial, Gavin. Oh, wait, you're in a cutscene.
Yeah,
Once you're out of the cutscene.
yeah, just talking to them to get the lowdown on kobolds, crystals. Yeah, expect them to hold to treaties and pacts is a bit.
Yeah, they did. So Limsa had, you know, a land treaty with the kobolds. And then the Liminsons were like, now we want that land.
Pirates will be pirates, I suppose. Merloob even was apparently behind that one. A lot of Mikotes in this scene, unintentionally.
That's how it ends up. That's Final Fantasy 14.
Cats.
Cats.
Alright, so what do we got?
Alright. We're gonna want to go into, for you, the system menu, which is the furthest right when you know that by now. And user macros. This is where you set up macros. you're gonna want to, you can use macro slot 98 or 99.
Let's go with 99.
And then you want to go into the box on the right
Yep.
and put in /AC, open quote, capital S, sprint, end quote.
/AC. Open quote.
Open quote, sprint with a capital S because that's the exact name of the action.
Yep. That's quotes with the 2 marks in it, yeah.
Yeah.
Sprint just.
Oh, also make sure there's a space after AC.
Ah. It's sprint just, is it?
Sprint, yep, with a capital S. Okay, actually, the stream is behind.
So, yeah, sorry.
No, it's my fault. I'm trying to like talk over you, and I'm like seeing what's behind.
Alright. Look good?
Close the quote. Space. How do I say it? Open, like, left bracket. Not really bracket, like...
Curly, block, or... Like, is it round, square, or curly?
It's the triangle one, I don't remember the actual name.
Ah, right, arrow.
Arrow, like the arrow bracket.
Yep.
Me, M-E, no worry about capitalization.
Me.
And then close that. And then... You should be done with setting up the macro, you just want to save it.
Ah, that
Or
put
I
that in
think
the
it's
name. God damn you the hell.
Oh, you named it that. Oops.
Fucking PlayStation interface. I'll just... I gotta call this run or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. PlayStation. I do just need like a keyboard for this shit.
Yeah, it's for stuff like this, and also when like moments where you're like, oh, I gotta type in chat real quick. It's good to have a wireless like USB keyboard where you can just pop.
Yeah.
And then you're just typing.
Good news is it does do this, so that's nice. I remembered what I typed.
Alright. Just make it done. I'm pretty sure it's saved. Now, get out of that menu.
Alright.
Go to System Configuration, Controller Settings, or I think it might be Gamepad Settings. No, it's Controller Settings.
Yep.
Controller Customization. Begin. Like it's the button configuration thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll just change camera to...
Now. If you want, you can actually make it L3 as well. But unless, I think you might be using that.
So, like, is the game keeping track of the experience I'm gaining?
No, that is the thing.
Oh, that's great.
I'm actually not using L3. So
Probably just call it for today, then.
we'll pop it up. We'll pop it on this. So just execute macro 99 in this soon.
Yep.
All right.
And hit apply.
Yep. We're good.
And try it out.
Hell yeah! There it is.
Now you don't need to have sprint on your hotbar since you're playing on controller.
Fuck yeah. Power of the controllers. Chris, this buy Final Fantasy 14 live on stream.
I mean, I might. Can we play it more often? I don't want to drop, like, $20 a month and only play the game 4 times.
It's only $13 a month.
You should have said something. So if I...
Yeah.
So if there's a night next to my experience, or a moon next to my experience bar, and I leave the game, then that still does the bonus EXP thing?
The moon means you're in a sanctuary, and that's where you gain that, the blue or like orange EXP, where you're gaining 50% EXP on things.
So I don't have to like sleep in the inn, right?
No, as long as you have the moon, you're in sanctuary. You never actually had to sleep in the inn.
Okay. But what's the point of the inn then?
Flavor.
Always nice to have flavor.
Also, the inn, like I said before, has like the options in it. Like, oh, you can view cutscenes, or you can set up glamours where you have like your layered armors, like in Monster Hunter.
I think I'm just looking for the stairs here.
So did you say you had Christmas stuff, or?
I do have your Christmas outfit. Are you actually buying the game?
I mean, what else would I be typing, right?
Call me a fucker in chat, I don't know.
Because I was gonna say, Chris, do you like the game enough that you want this?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'm glad to hear it.
What, upgrade via Mog Station?
Yes.
What's the point of buying this game physically, let's be honest?
Are you making fun of Gavin, who did buy the game physically?
I mean, once it's dead, it's dead. Once that apocalypse happens...
Yeah, I still have the data on the file, though, for people to tear out and resurrect.
Keep this hard drive safe. So,
I
wait,
mean,
what's the complete edition window?
Okay. You can buy, right now, the base game, which is just A Realm Reborn, for $20. If you buy Complete Edition, that's A Realm Reborn and all 3 expansions.
Do I save money by doing this?
No.
So I should just get the starter edition.
If you want. If you beat the game and then you're like, I'd like to not play the game ever again, then, but hopefully that doesn't happen. But, I mean, unless the Complete Edition is on sale right now, I don't know if that's going on. But the base game is $20. Whatever the latest expansion is $40, and it comes with all previous expansions. Or you buy the Complete Edition for the total $60.
Or if you buy it physically, you get it for 30 quid. Or less, depending on where you buy it.
And then once you buy it digitally, you just put the product code in there, and then it's, oh wait, Chris, it is gonna, I'm pretty sure if you bought the Complete Edition, it'll also have to, like, download all the additional assets for the expansions.
That's fine. I have good internet.
Okay.
So he isn't streaming right now either.
Even then, I have good internet.
This gives a toadskin jacket, which you also get from the Lancer quest at this point. Curious how that syncs up.
What?
Yes, Hammer, all the expansions are just in a single $40 pack. And my physical copy that I got was literally base game plus all 3 expansions for 30 quid. Which is pretty sick. I'll never not get over Lalafels having smaller chocobos.
I'm a Rogan and I have bigger chocobos.
Yeah, big chocobo. Muscle bird.
Bulbous. We're rotund.
That bastard Titus. Titus.
But it is Titus.
No, that's the guy from Final Fantasy X.
Yeah, but isn't that weird?
It's funny.
I don't think anyone will get over that.
It's a funny joke that his name in Final Fantasy X, Titus, and he's calling Titan Titus.
Bonus items, what was it? Friendship circlet, etc. Oh, whatever.
Oh yeah. since we all own the game, we can all use like the recruit a friend codes and get bonuses. So I could give Chris my code, Chris could give you his code, you could give David your code, Gavin, and then everyone gets bonuses.
Might actually do that.
So how do I force this download?
Big into Chocobo.
Did you put the code in on your Mog station and upgrade your version?
Well, I mean, I bought it directly through MogStation, I think.
Yeah. So
Enter expansion registration code.
yeah, if you
Do
buy
I
the
have
game,
the code?
you should.
Is it emailed to me?
Probably.
Or something?
It should be.
Didn't turn on enough.
Like I'm sure you bought it from the Square Enix website.
The turn off PC to the thunderstorm. Oh dear, Hammer. No worries.
Purchase complete registration notification.
I have read the stuff he said about Wasteland, I just haven't talked about it yet. But we'll do that when he comes back.
It's like inquiry number? That's not it.
Rats.
Code entry. Please enter your registration. The code cannot be registered via MogStation.
You didn't buy it on Steam, did you?
That's for PS4.
Okay, I'm making 100% sure. Just like I said, I'm using the base PC version.
But where is my code? Is it like somewhere in here, and even if they have it, I have to manually put it into this thing?
Yeah, you should get an email, and then it should be like in the email, it should bring you to a page that gives you the code. And then you copy and paste the code into your Mog Station registration thing.
Account management system. I don't think that's it. MogStation. I don't think that's it, unless it is.
No, Mog Station is where you put the code. Your email is where, like, you should get the code from.
So, add subscription. I'm in MogStation now. And it's like, here's standard. Remaining 30 days.
Wait, it says remaining 30 days on your Mog Station page?
Yeah.
Let me pull up my Mog Station. Because if it says remaining 30 days, that means you're on a subscription.
Sounds about right. I mean, I was logged into my account when I bought it.
It might be that, what was I gonna say? It might be that you already have all the assets downloaded, so you just need to just give you an unlock code, essentially.
Hang on.
Which would actually make sense, because when I put the disc in, it didn't have to do any extra installing, it just, you know, rid the old, the prior account.
I'm gonna log into my Mog
Agree.
Station. What I'm looking at. So you bought just the base game, right?
I bought the standard edition, which, yeah, gives 30 free days.
Yes. When you're on your Mog Station page, you can manage service options, additional services, optional items, and it shows account status. Where it says is there a dot where it says a Realm Reborn under Windows?
It's a circle.
A circle, and it's a gold.
Yeah.
You own the game. You're fine.
Yeah.
Log back into the game. You own the full game.
Okay.
Like, I said you'd only have to download additional stuff if you bought all the expansions right now as well. Because you'd have expansion stuff to download in addition. Like the additional areas.
That's the thing, I think it might just give you all them anyway to lock them off somehow or something. Just for...
I don't think so, because when I got Heaven... No, I mean Shadowbringers.
It didn't do
I
that.
was still on Yeah, it didn't do that. It had
Okay.
in Windows. It was like, all right, now we're gonna. You had a Realm Reborn. Now we're gonna install the expansions.
Fair enough. So remember that I got the Crusader Kings 2 DLC. They still didn't send me email. They managed to lock. I managed to log into my unverified. Okay. It's fucking nuts that that's the way it had to be. Not my concern if this man gets fired or whatever. It's time for. It's alright, I have to leave.
That's fine. I just gotta wait for Chris to come back in the game. Because when Chris gets here, I can give him his Christmas suit. And also probably set up the glamour.
I have to do that every single time I get something new.
Like the new outfit you want to put on?
Yeah, like a robe that gives me +1 in magic defense.
Okay, if you're doing glamours the old-fashioned way where you just apply them on an individual piece of armor basis, yes, but there's a thing called glamour plates that I was going to show you about, but then we realized we can't trade gear on the free trial, and this was like the third time streaming this. But
That was a while ago.
it is a while ago,
Don't want to argue.
so yeah. There is a way to set up gear, like a look that applies every time you equip gear or something.
I assume I was meant to probably like break the bomb he laid there myself. Didn't even do it, just killed the boulder faster.
Just let me know when you're back online, though, Chris.
Alright.
Wow, these people, these 15 people sure aren't moving.
Oh, he's in the queue. Just give it a minute.
Anti-vaxxers taking part in protests against measures against Corona keep wearing yellow stars like the Jewish had to do in Nazi Germany. Some things should just be crimes. That's just the only two ways about it. Some things should just be crimes. Welcome back, Hammer.
So here's the thing, with anti-vaxxers, I'm thinking like, hey, if there wasn't worries about spread and mutation, I'd say, hey, have at it. Go nuts, boys.
It's a self-correcting problem, or would it be?
All right.
All right, Chris, where are you at the moment?
I'm in this ocean town
Costa
where
del Sol.
Oh yeah, Costa del Sol.
it's like all the points above the ocean. Everyone's favorite vacation spot.
Look at this boy. Is this your Christmas suit, or is it?
Nope.
Oh, it's not on yet.
Oh, I see Chris.
Your bird is in its Christmas suit, though.
Bird's in the Christmas suit.
Just to go back and check. Have I got Wasteland 1 for free or on Christmas, or last Christmas on GOG? Tried to play it, could not deal with old school ass party RPG shit. Money wasn't shared between characters, you had to pass it around to buy shit. Oof. That's fucking ancient. Oh, that's excellent. The anti-vaxxer yellow star shit was decided anti-Semitism and thus illegal in Germany.
Anyway, yeah.
God
Welcome to
bless.
Costa del Sol. This is where the big vacation zone.
Named
Oh, I
for a
fell
place in Final Fantasy VII, as I recall.
Yep, I see you guys up there. I'm running. Chris. Trade. Up, you're too far away. Trade. Oh, are you talking to the Moogle?
No, it's in a window.
Was that the Moogle where you're like getting thanks for buying Final Fantasy 14?
I figured I'd ask him just in case. So what's happening? Do I have to put something in?
No.
Okay, this isn't
It's
like
Steam-
Val.
it's well, actually, I thought it was like Steam trading where you just agree, and then it
I
happens.
think no, Valve just gives you like 5 warning things.
Also, here's 50 gil. Go buy
It's
yourself
like-
something nice.
You're being sharked. It's just these 3? Interesting.
Yeah.
You should totally get fed up with this man
Alright,
shit.
now what?
and just
All right. So you could try equipping it right now, but they have terrible stats. So.
I want plates.
Let's teleport to New Gridania. I'm pretty sure I forgot to join a party. I'm pretty sure in this moment though, Gavin's getting back caught up with you.
that quest description. Whiskite would like to make sure you're not a complete fraud.
Oh fuck!
He's spoiled.
I should have accepted the. I didn't realize I didn't accept the quest when I was there.
Okay, we'll try and do this fast then.
I mean, it's fine. I just don't want to teleport back there, you know. Oh, I probably have to. Anyway, to do the quest.
Didn't you get the Aetherite?
Yeah.
Okay, that when you teleport back, you're like 15 feet from the guy.
Yeah, but that costs money.
You're still in my party. I can teleport you back. Don't worry about it.
Oh fuck, a swimming animation.
The Chocobo can't swim, by the way.
And there is a bit of swimming. Hang on. Let's actually go up here to Gold Gridania first, because you're gonna need. Wait, hang a second. Do you have glamour prisms in your inventory? I think you might have gotten some.
I don't know, where do I see that?
Click the little dots at the bottom right of the screen, or press I to open your inventory.
Yeah. I
You
have
got-
13.
13 glamour prisms.
That's a
Okay.
mix.
That's exactly good enough. So you're gonna have to go into the inn.
Ah, 5 Geigen Toad skins. The size of that thing's leg is the size of me. I'm just dragging this fucking shit back with the water.
Alright. Go into
Beautiful
the inn.
image.
Because you're gonna have to use the glamour dresser.
Cats can swim, don't you know?
Actually, Chris, would you be able to stream your screen during this so I can make sure I'm watching right?
Sure.
All right, let me pull this up. So
I'm not even gonna need this tutorial after this.
I'm just gonna explain it. Yeah. All right. So, the glamour system, as you can see, you can put up to 400 items in your glamour dresser instead of having to use like items individually to glamour a specific like chess piece or anything like that. You can store by spending glamour prism. You can store items into the dresser and just put stuff you have in the dresser on like a full kit, which is a glamour plate. So in your glamour creation, it's on inventory right now. I'm pretty sure the Christmas stuff I just gave you went to your armor chest. So there's one headpiece, one chest piece, and one leg piece. The right screen. See how it says inventory?
Yeah.
Armor chest head. So, Dream Hat, you click that, and you'll spend one glamour prism to put it in the dresser.
Oh, okay.
And now you just do the same for the chest piece and the legs.
Traveling the world, meeting interesting people, killing them. It's all good fun.
Okay. You don't have to view, like, equipping glamour plates. You can click that, just click it off. I'll explain it real quick. Blah, blah, blah. Now, when you have stuff in your glamour dresser that you spent prisms on to put in there, you can open the glamour plates. See at the bottom of the dresser, it says edit glamour plates. In this, you have up to 15 slots where you can just make whole outfits.
The hat is like cartoonishly big. Do I not have pants?
Okay, the other way the glamour plates work is anything that is unassigned entirely is just defaults to whatever the equipment look is.
Okay.
When you apply the plate. So if you save that plate at the bottom, and then close out of the screen, you can skip that tutorial as well. You can close out of the dresser now. And now you can go into the character menu.
See.
Right next to where you would apply, like, have it auto apply gear, like use the best recommended gear at the moment, there's a button in the middle, which is also next to where you have your gear sets. Top button.
That?
Glamour plate, yep. Apply.
Wow. Oh, great. Wait, how do I...
I think it's... Oh, you can't remember this, this shirt had the debuff of you can't actually wear a headpiece.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem, isn't it?
You'll get a better...
This is frustrating.
Yeah. Anyway. There's another thing you can do as well, which is under your gear sets, where you would switch between your gears. That's the one to the right of the glamour plates. You never actually made a white name set, so press the plus button at the top. And now, you can actually link the glamour plate by right-clicking on the white mage gear set. So, whenever you, like, say you get a new chest piece, anytime you get a new chest piece, you put it on, it doesn't have the glamour. But if you reassign it to that gear set and then put the gear set back on, then it'll just make it all Santa stuff.
So, I had to open this and then go to gear set and then hit equip set every time.
It's a little more because, like, how do I say this? The gear sets are what you're wearing right now. So if you equip a new chest piece and try and equip that gear set, it'll be what you're wearing right now. You have to right-click on the gear set, hit reassign gear, which would put whatever your new gear is on that you're wearing, and then when you click on it, it'll apply the glamour plate. It's complicated and out of the way, but that's how it works.
Okay, probably like, wait, why are you... Oh. Okay, I see now.
Oh yeah, you got a two-handed weapon now.
I don't think it's worth it though, honestly. This gave like +1 magic damage, and this gives like plus all this to blocking.
I mean, you can do that, but don't get too attached to having one-handed white mage weapons for long, because after they finish a Realm Reborn, they stop making one-handed white mage stuff. It's always two-handed.
All right.
Do you find yourself satisfied with your new look?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, obviously, I just need to not have a hood. Like, where do I get that?
Just get a better chest piece eventually. Anyway, you can go back. We can go back to Costa del Sol now.
This little quest, I know it's one of those little run around ones, but like, I actually really like the story and writing on this one. It's just, it tickles me a lot. I would just, you know, we're just slyly doing for corrupt woodwheeler, just going, yeah, I've got urgency. Oh, could you please do this for me kindly?
Yep.
It's fucking good shit.
So can I block invites?
Do you want to be in our free company?
Will that stop invites?
Yes.
Because I just literally the moment I walked out of the inn, I got invited to something.
It was like, please join our free company. Right?
I thought it was you, and I was like,
nope.
Is that the name of the company, Sippy Cup? It wouldn't surprise me if Evan had that name.
No, hang on. There you go. Now you won't get any rando invites.
Ghost of Tsushima will have a minimal HUD with no quest markers on minimap, and your horse can't die. Perfect game.
Also, you can instantly go back to the company house now instead of going to the inn. So isn't that great, Chris?
I will say, I did really like the very pointed way the Ghost of Tsushima devs say there was no killing animals in their game right after The Last of Us 2 got rightful shit for talking about how cool they are for letting you kill dogs. Oh fuck, that's a big one. Oh, I'm already hit by this. No, I'm not.
But it's in the Black Shroud?
Yep.
Bruh.
Chris, you have 73,000 gil at this point, and it costs like 200 for a teleportation. Are you really that concerned at this point?
You nearly twice the amount of gil I have. You madman.
Yeah.
I've just been getting it and then not using it.
Yeah, Chris isn't buying anything. Actually, the reason you're not buying anything is you couldn't access the market board until now.
Yeah, that's where a
Now
lot of
you
mine
really
vanished for crafting shit.
So,
Gavin's been buying materials to craft and then selling that, and that's how he's been making his money. You've just been hoarding money.
sounds about right.
You could actually buy a better chest piece if you wanted from the
Yeah,
market.
that's kind of what I was thinking right there.
Oh yeah, I can give you this goatskin belt.
It's not a belt I need.
Yeah, but
Belt isn't gonna remove a hood, Gavin.
I know, but you
needs
can
a
still
printer
have it.
press piece.
No, Gavin, priorities. You must understand.
Alright.
I keep going the right freaking way.
Before I do go back to press on the quest or whatever, I'm gonna turn back to Gridania and have a nosy with my retainer actually and see if she's shifted any inventory.
Isn't that around where your like job quests are, Chris?
This?
Yeah.
Was there a thing here? Oh, I couldn't even see it. It's cluttered by everything else.
The thing with Ghost of Tsushima is like, sure, like they're doing the whole, like, you know, feudal Japan aesthetic and all, but even putting aside the fact that I'm not enthused by the combat or whatever, I'm kind of like, you know, Neo 2 just happened. You're not matching Neo 2. It's hot enough that even though my PC isn't actually doing all that much,
It's crisp.
it's crisp.
I love crisp PCs.
She's offloaded a whole ton of shit. Yeah. So a bunch of people came in to buy big piles of copper rings and maple lumber. Just offloading a lot of the spare ass shit I had from my crafting stuff.
Now you can withdraw that gill and add some to your wallet.
Yeah, all 1,000 of it. But yeah, give me that shit. And not in trust with item. Actually, yeah, in trust with items first. So I have. Oops. Whole bunch of dyes. It's taking up space.
But that lets you color your clothes.
I'll come back for it when I need it.
Yeah. Everyone puts the dyes in the dang retainer.
A bunch of
No one
seeds I
wants to
have.
carry no one wants to carry a bunch of dye.
Yeah,
Seeds, you can plant that in the garden.
I can. I have them lying here when I want to mess around with it.
There's like a whole website where it's like, here's some ways, there's certain plants you gotta get by crossbreeding these plants and this type of soil, and it's like, okay, yep. There's a whole thing there.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts how it all works. I was looking a bit of it up. And you have to have like exact positionings. You need a very specific kind of soil that I'm actually too low level of a miner or a botanist to find. One of the two. Shit like that. Shit's wild. And it's basically all to make a plant whose crop is actually only used for crafting like minions and house shit and all that. What are you doing? That's right, I'm selling.
Another thing I actually forgot to mention. In the time since we last played, one of the free company members actually reorganized the house a bit and also added a junk monger next to the material trader downstairs.
Ooh.
The junk monger sells, one of the things it sells is dark matter from grade 1 to 7, the highest. And it's not
so
that
you
much
use that
skill,
to...
so you could repair your own gear.
Hell yeah. That's actually good then. To give them a nosy, stock up a bit. And I need to repair my own shit while I'm here, actually, I'm thinking about it.
Again, though, since you are buying the dark matter instead of mining for it, you're still paying money for it.
Yeah. If it's cheap enough for now, then that will do. Because
I'm pretty sure it is cheaper to repair your own stuff than to get it done at a mender.
yeah, there's also the whole, like, repair over 100% thing. The combat of Ghost of Tsushima, man, just to put it simply, is basically it's Batman Arkham Asylum. It's exactly that shit where it's like, you jam on the square button until they flash in it, I'm going to attack, notice, and then, you know, you hit counter button and then you just keep beating on them. It's basically just, you know, it's that shit. Which is why I'm so unenthused about it, where I always would be. Because it's that plus, you know, standard AAA Western sandbox stuff, and I'm just kind of like, it's not my thing. Forgotten Springs. I mean, to be fair, like, Batman Arkham Asylum itself is a very good game. And its combat works for what it is. Its sequels kind of take the piss of it a bit. Because they try to, in lieu of having depth, they just add a lot more dudes. And it's like, oh, come on. But it also became one of like, the standard combat templates. The devs of Ghost of Tsushima are Sucker Punch, one of Sony's first parties. To be fair, they're a good first party. They made the Infamous games, and those games are fucking rad. Even Infamous Second Son, which is not exactly rad, is still a fine game.
Two sons? What's next? 3? Can't believe it.
I feel sorry for your chocobo, Chris, because it looks like it's melting in the heat.
Oh, honestly, the thing is, it's not wearing that much stuff.
Yeah, this is all. Well, the padded velveteen cloth trousers for the tank classes is beefier than my steel armor by like 2.
It's just how it is.
Infamous 1 is a perfectly fine game. It's a wee bit, you know, janky from being like their first big thing like that. Their first big sandbox thing. Infamous 2 is like an extremely well written game that also plays fucking fantastically. And then Infamous Second Son is just kind of there.
Oh, Chris bought a snowman minion.
You wanna know what else I bought?
What did you buy?
I can't see it.
Oh my god. Chris! Chris bought the whale for $30. I was saying, hey Chris, you don't actually have to buy the complete edition of the game right now if you don't want to.
Because of money concerns.
Money concerns. If you just want to spend the 20, you would have just bought though. If you bought you paid about as much money as if you bought the entire game right up front.
It wasn't about money concerns.
That's great.
That's for sure.
That's great. Look at him go.
So much for Christmas Chocobo. Now it's all about the whale.
Well, hey, no, it'll still be fighting by my side.
I still need to
What
set
you
my
can do
chocobo.
is actually, now that you have 2 mounts, you can do what Gavin did. You can make both mounts favorites, and then put Mount Roulette on your bar instead of having both, which will give you will randomly give you one that's your favorite.
So wait, I'm supposed to use an item on this? Ow! Hello? Wait, I wasn't paying attention to the thing.
Once it's at low health, I think you're supposed to use the item.
Oh, okay.
Use the item at low health. Oh, the fly thing? No, you just kill the flies.
Oh, okay, you just kill the flies. I think you... wait, did you use the items to spawn the flies? I'm not sure what it was again.
I just went up and
still
touched
there.
it. You might be able to use the item to weaken the flies. I just killed them because I'm raw DPS. Seven Sundrix.
You can also just click the icon for the item on the quest thing, like where it is right there.
This
And it'll use the
Dracula.
item.
This Dracula motherfucker pointing at me like this.
Hang on.
I hear it.
Chris, you're being accosted.
accosted by who's? Oh no, the giant hell sandworm fate is happening at this town.
Oh no, not why did the giant sandworm have to spawn in the desert? Yeah.
Okay, no, this is the precursor one. I fought the giant sandworm before, but seems to be like the one before the giant sandworm spawns.
Is this like Molduga or something? Can't believe I have to use lucid dreaming for this.
Ooh, there's some like stupidly tough flies, to be fair.
Oh, I went the wrong direction. I'm a coming Luigi.
Alright, that's not an instance. You could be helping him.
Yeah, I could have been helping this whole time. And I didn't think about it.
I need to learn how to level up the bird. That's like the biggest priority right now.
Fucking look at that. Yeah. Oh. Hell yeah, I'm gonna get this one has a fancy title screen this good.
It probably would have not taken as long if the Condor didn't decide it wanted to fight as well.
Ah, okay.
Christmas 95 is a mountain buying guy.
What do you mean? I said I was gonna buy it. The moment I owned the game, the moment I saw it on someone else. I just wish I could like add custom music, you know?
What do you mean by that?
Like, cause this is apparently like the generic mount song that like every mount has, and also is the Land of the Living Dead music. So like, it sucks.
Alright, so there is actually a thing you can actually turn off mount music in general, so it'll just play the area tunes while you're riding, if that's preferable.
Maybe.
Like, you don't get unique mount music anymore when you have that menu on, but, like, you just hear the music in the area you're in.
Where's that?
It is, let me see. I don't remember. I'm looking for it. Okay, system configuration, sound settings. Where it says play music when mounted, you turn that off.
Okay. Keep it on for now, but it's good to know.
So yeah, that's how you just turn off the mounted songs. Just listen to the area music. I initially turned it off because the Final Fantasy 15 car, you might have remembered from the time you were riding in it, it plays the harmonica stuff from Final Fantasy 15.
That's a great song.
It's a good song. After a while, I got really tired of... And I was like, alright, I'm about done with this one.
Hang on a sec.
The harmonica got a bit grating, even if it's a good song.
Some good news, originally didn't have to work in the week after the 3 weeks, so my 3 days gets pulled into 3 weekends. Well, I don't have to do anything during that. Of course, that means I have to work the week after. that's the ideal. No sun. Oh, surely any sunbreak would do. If there wasn't some super high level fucklord out here slaying all of them for whatever god knows reason.
Wait a second, Chris.
What?
Hold on. Just one moment.
Do you want to get in? We're gonna have to get off in like 2 seconds.
But I wanted to get on the whale, Chris.
With the table on it that doesn't make it, like, this thing is so big that it's hard to tell when you're too far away from someone.
It's already a party. Fucking hope you let me in so I could like kill Sundrick, you piece of shit, because I need him for my quest, you fucker.
I'm riding on a whale. An expensive whale.
What are the logistics of having this up? Oh, we don't have to worry about that.
We're going fast enough.
Oh.
Is this the part where I have to buy my own £30 mount just to ride alongside just because it's a
Yeah,
two-seater?
I was looking at the other ones in case there was one I would prefer more, and there's a fat cat for $25.
There's also a fat cat minion. You can just get that in the game normally. You don't even have to buy anything.
Oh, whoops.
So that's why it's called Fatter Cat then?
That's what it's called, Fatter Cat, because there's a very popular minion called Fat Cat.
Alright.
You changed the name of your minion?
Unfortunately, no. They all have their own name.
What's the dang point?
To have a little bit of flair and flavor. I told you that's a lot of the point of the game. It's like flavor.
Wait,
Wouldn't it be more flavorful to name my own little man?
No, you only get to name your own little chocobo man. That's the only man you name. And you actually get to name your retainers, which now you get to have retainers, so you have a place to put your.
You also get to fully design them like characters, which is great.
Yeah, you can have your own 2 designed characters hold on your stuff for you.
Oh, is this like Monster Hunter? Am I gonna have to walk very slowly with an egg in my hand and not drop it?
You can run with the egg in Monster Hunter.
That's not really running, though.
You can slide with the egg in Monster Hunter.
Yeah, but only in select locations.
You basically just can't get hit, and that's it.
You can run out of stamina, which it doesn't show you.
Oh, yeah. Is the wheel a joke about how only wheels have it?
I think so. How does it float when it only takes like fall damage though? Or how does it take fall damage?
So the G-force rocks back up through the wheel and do
I guess. Uh-oh, Chris.
It's a tortoise.
a big fucking tortoise.
You grabbed the egg, and now guess what? You angered the tortoise.
It's already dead. Evan, are you using your cheating
What cheating?
character?
No, this is my level 37 paladin still. Look at the party list.
Oh, I slaughtered that one.
Wow, my chocobo sure has a lot of ailments.
Don't worry, I got the aggro.
I need to come through these areas and fight shit for my hunting move at some point. Playing Sherlock Holmes The Awakened. It is very polished. So far, I fell through the floor once, the game crashed thrice, and one time it caused Windows to blue screen.
Oh, what, I can't res my chocobo?
He's dead forever.
Ridiculous.
I think he
sorry.
runs away, is when he gets beat up, so you don't really res him, you just summon him back.
Kind of looked like he was on the ground there.
I can't believe you took such poor care of your chocobo.
I have like 5,000 of the cabbages though.
I'd call them lettuce myself.
They're like 2 cents.
They're pretty cheap.
So, are these Sherlock Holmes games usually like that anomaly? Just hellfucks, or is that just coincidence?
I'm pretty sure that studio has a reputation for being like, hey, it's Sherlock Holmes. I mean, I think that might even be the same studio. You remember that famous clip where it's like, you turn away and Watson appears.
Yes, that's right. That's Frogware, isn't it?
It might be.
Great name.
It's a good name.
Frogwares is not known for very polished games. Look at this Santa motherfucker with his boots.
It's kind of weird that the boots really are the most eye-catching part.
Ah, the sandworms have arrived. Do you want to fight the sandworms?
Talking to
Like-
him, man.
Let's fight the sandworms.
Hell yeah.
Like Cat Ganondorf.
Yeah, let me in your party.
Oh, yeah, you should be in the party. Invite to party. Yay.
Oh yeah. Stop targeting the people. Target the worms.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, you're targeting. I thought you're talking to me.
Yeah,
I can't
no.
target. Using area of effect, I can't target the people.
No, it was just that I kept trying to pick a worm and it kept going, you want to do this person? Get amongst it. Hell yeah.
Gavin, if you gotta buy a $30 mount now, Gavin, you gotta buy the Cloud Strife motorcycle.
That's the only one
yeah.
I can do. There's
Can do? What do you mean?
That's the only one I should. That's the only one I can buy because that's the only one I should buy. Rather, my level's too high. I didn't see it. Fuck it. Continuously more sandworms trying to breed on me.
Oh, the sandworms just keep getting closer. I should probably try pointing them this way, outside of the town, as the tank, although I am dying terribly. No, actually,
you?
No,
No.
I'm fine, actually. I'm almost full health. I was in the middle of all of it, so I thought I just took a big damage, but I didn't.
The good thing is Sherlock Holmes 3 crossover. That and 3.
There's just more sandworms.
There's never not sandworms. The first time I came to this town, I was just looking to mine shit to make my steel armor. This event just suddenly happened, and I just, being like 10 levels lower, just began to cry over it.
I'm kind of just focusing the big sandworm at this point.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Just tagging him. And me just running in a circle around the big pile of sandworm breath.
I'm right. I keep trying to shoot the AOE's in a big arc.
I mean, it's working. Pretty good. Keeps it light. Blinded by masses of worm flesh.
There's aggro on me.
Okay, Chris, hang on. I gotta find where that aggro is.
It's a bit difficult to see it, as you might imagine.
It's hard to see because there's many people.
There's a lot of worms. How does that work then? Is Sherlock Holmes just too big brain to go insane from staring at Fishman, or is it just about pursuing the cultists purely? No line of sight. See him just fine. Just the gate was in the way. Hard not to see him. It's harder to see me than see him. dead.
We've done it.
Hell yeah.
That was a lot of worms.
Those fuckers run. Anyway.
Chris healing NPCs like a funny guy. Once they're out of combat, they just heal up on their own.
It's still nice though. He's a healer. It is his nature.
He just wants to be a nice guy.
No, don't. What? No, what is aggroing on me, huh?
The sandworms
worm-
haven't despawned
The
yet.
worms haven't they just despawned over there. They were trying to aggro on you, even though there was no reason for them to aggro.
Hold on.
Nope, that wasn't high enough drop, I don't think.
It's like Courage the Cowardly Dog.
What do you mean by that?
You know, accordions and all that.
Is that the music?
Oh, I have, again, remember I have mountain music turned off. I'm just hearing nighttime nothingness.
You know, no. I'm talking about the sand whale episode.
I don't remember that episode.
He was like, something about playing the accordion. I think he didn't want to play the accordion. I don't actually remember. What? Oh, what's this? A fate?
Another fate.
There's the Fate that it has like its own hell logo and everything. It's fucking wild.
Are all these like mini icons that things I'm supposed to be killing?
This fate that you just passed by, that's the Final Fantasy XI event.
Oh, I killed that thing on the way here.
Yeah, but you didn't accept the actual Final Fantasy XI quest that's in Limits Limited, so you can't do it.
Well, I mean, I was allowed to join and kill it. I just assumed I
You're
didn't.
allowed to kill it, but you can't actually, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
get progress on it. We still should do the Final Fantasy XI quest,
We should.
even though no one will understand the reference. But you get an outfit out of it. and
How
that's
long
the
is it
entire
around
map.
for?
Till June 22nd, I think.
Oh, we got time.
I mean, you understand the reference, right?
Again, you have to remember, sometimes I'm like, I'll try playing Final Fantasy XI for an hour, and then I'm like, I don't like this game, and then I stop. I've tried it like 3 times probably, and I'm like, I'm hitting a wall, this is not gelling.
But you get the references, right?
Sure. I mean, I kind of get the references, actually, because I know a bit of the story for Final Fantasy XI. Just from playing this game. Like, through osmosis, people who played 11, and, like, my knowledge of...
They'll just tell you about the horrors of 11.
More so, I just, like, from seeing things on 14, like, you get, like, here's something that happened in Final Fantasy XI. On, like, a YouTube video.
Okay.
It's like, oh, okay. Here's what they did in Final Fantasy XI, and that's inspired the design decision for Final Fantasy XIV 1.0. Here's a plot point from Final Fantasy XI. I get these little tiny things. I'm gonna kick it.
Kick.
So far, it's about the Cthulhu cult being real, not about Cthulhu being real. Some influential organization of crazy people that murder, torture, eat each other, do crazy experiments. So that actually, yeah, that sounds pretty rad.
Is this like the same thing as what was that game about the fish people in the creepy town and you're investigating them?
I know the one you're on about. That one was based off of, as most Cthulhu mythos things end up doing, the Shadow over Innsmouth. I forget the name of the game, but that came out last year, I think.
No, it couldn't have been last year because Mike Panutes played it. I think.
Oh, you're thinking of an older one. There was one last year that was based off Sword of the Shadow of the Odins with a whole bunch of like cool little shit. It was a RPG thing, I think. It's a recurring, you know, set of shit. So
That game got really crazy at the end. It's just like, wait, what the fuck?
so the one you were playing from 2008. So I remember you saying there was
You know,
a.
this desert's pretty barren, but look over there, Chris. There's like a drill.
What?
Look over to the left. There's a drill.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
It's pretty much like a barren desert, all here in the farthest south. But the only thing that's there is like they're mining stuff in the middle of it.
What's missing is being able to skirt down the hills, like in Nier.
That is pretty enjoyable movement in Nier.
It is. Dark corners of the earth. Oh, that's the only wrong button. Okay.
Like, it feels unusually satisfying to just like slide down the sand in Nier.
The angler's already rotting.
Am I in here?
I think it was in there.
Wow, I can actually do this. Let's bother the hell out of everyone.
Okay, yeah. Dark corners of the earth was the one you're thinking of, Chris.
Yeah.
Because I normally confirm
Corners of
this.
the earth. Yep.
That Mike played it.
Hey, there was another guy with the whale who just flew by.
These fucking wheel lords in the desert. Race your wheels.
No, he flew out of the town. Chris is just talking to a guy.
Ah, okay. So in 2005, not 2008. Ah, okay, so he played it 2008.
Oh no, not 2008, 6.
Oh, 6. I'm not paying
That's
attention.
when it was released.
I've misread.
There goes Chris.
You want to go to this quest?
Sure. Wait, I was too
Look
far away
at
for a
this
second.
fucker. These
Like-
fuckers.
What, are you there?
Yep,
Oh, there it
behind
is.
you. Fuckers.
If only you could seat 4 people. But these suitcases are more important, I guess.
That's your whale decoration, though. Chris, that's all the stuff you gotta store in the boxes, canonically.
You just have like a little alcohol table on this whale.
No, it's 4 chests, actually.
No, but in front of us.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh, I didn't notice that. It's just a little table. Chris, why did you want this whale so badly?
Because I've loved whales since I was a kid.
I guess that
Oh
makes
yeah,
sense.
that would make the Kyogre love also make sense.
Yes.
Beyond just, you know, Kyogre looking great.
And beyond just like first memorable Pokemon game is Pokemon Sapphire.
Yeah.
Literally the hitbox for the whale is like a view on the whale is like in the far center of it. And it's like very deceptive. It's like that's a puzzle you have to find out yourself, but it's just kind of like put the thing down, you know?
Another thing is the reason you can probably fit stuff into buildings that you're not really supposed to fit is because doors don't have actual collision on them. They just have an animation that plays in proximity.
Yeah, you can just see
You
this
can
through
still
them.
you can go through closed doors if you're fast enough.
I think I've actually done that a few times, like sprinting.
It's like Luigi in, or Gooigi in Luigi's Mansion 3. Alright, where are we going? Back to the town? Alright, glad we went all the way across this barren desert with the slowest mount speed. To do it again.
But that's the fun part. Once you finish these quests, I'm pretty sure your mount speed in the desert goes up low.
Teleport offered to Costa del Sol? How old is this?
I just did that there.
Oh,
Gavin
okay.
just went to Costa del Sol.
thrill-seeking milksop. I'm just good enough to fight this shit. I'll fight this bit a bit, 'cause why not?
I like how we put the roof as well. Because I'm pretty sure when you're on a mountain like that, you don't actually have a hitbox yourself either.
You're just there.
You're just like your model is taped on top. It has no collision to it.
Like how in Super Mario 64 Mario's hitbox is just like a little dot in between his feet.
Like a real schmuck.
Think of all the experience I lost when I got to level 35 when I was doing main story quests.
It's probably just 15-30,000. Restore my life energies.
You want to hop on board? Is that you? Yes. Fast.
I do have a faster mount. Oh,
Really
actually, it's not the mount that's faster. It's just I have a higher mount speed. Like
Mount
completely.
privilege.
Yeah.
Is that a $30 mount?
No, this one's free. This one you can get for as a drop in the last dungeon of Stormblood. Like it's a rare drop, but you can get it. Oh no, anglers. It's probably better when I'm actually hanging with you because you're a healer.
Yes.
You're only like medium level combat ability. Gavin, it's a lot easier for him on his own because he has, you know,
Meat house power.
he does have like heavy damage output. I can at least distract monsters from you even though I don't damage that much as
Just
a
like
tank.
2 taps to the angler and then took down the sandworm at like 5 or 6 hits. It's like, yeah, boy. Power of
Should probably look up
DBS.
how to improve the chocobo thing. Oh, come on. Fly. You can fly, man.
No, it was too steep of a lip on the hill right there.
It would have been funny if they made it so that the whale mount can fly but can't swim underwater. You'd have to do that, never mind.
Oh, I got to close my window again. Because a little face has appeared at my feet.
Boink.
What? You're not getting out the window.
This isn't even, that wasn't even for the quest. That was
Oh,
the worm.
You just put down bait for the worm and you just waited for the worm to spawn over here. Like you was like hiding from it.
What?
It's not a very good hiding spot. You think we'd have to go back over the hill?
What? You want scratched and then you're walking away, so...
That sounds like a dang baby.
That's a tiny baby adult cat. You want fed, is that it? Yeah, probably do if you're just awake. I would just kill this fucking, or speak to this person rather. And then I'll go feed him, and that will give you more time to catch up. What's up, my guy?
I think you're only ahead by like 1 quest at the moment.
And like 2. Because I stopped the fight a feat, no. Considering how does he feel like gas like that, the float probably can't swim underwater.
Well, no, it actually uses Aether.
Oh, this is the next dungeon. Ah.
Oh yeah, that's the next dungeon.
Alright then.
The description for the whale says.
I will sit. Right, I'll be right back. He wants fed.
Hold on. There we go.
This is not the correct position to be standing in. How much did the little snow guy cost, though?
$5.
That's not bad.
Lazaria is a minion, though. So it would be just like Yokai Watch. Where I always had her out.
I'm pretty sure there's other Yokai Watch minion that was from the Yokai Watch event. And again, they said they're gonna rerun the Yokai Watch event at some point, but I don't know when.
Yeah, where is it?
Some point. Then you can get your Whisper mount and like, I think like a Jibanyan minion or something.
I was looking into it, and there are like 2 Whisper mounts, and one of them is like just minorly different, but requires you to do like tens of hours of more obnoxious quests.
Yes. I don't know, I never did the Yokai Watch event. It was before my time in the game. Again, though, this is kind of one of the duller parts of the game, because it's like, now collect these things for the feast.
I mean, the reason might be mundane, but the gameplay is the same, so doesn't bother me. It was like, you know, mundane story with mundane tasks where you're like actually setting a table or something like that, then maybe you're still just talking to people, picking things up, fighting things, going back to people, say I fought the things.
I mean, I guess, like, you could probably say, like, a Realm Reborn is mostly that. But these segments exaggerate it to the effect that you're doing it's kind of mundane just for the sake of it being there and content to fill up the game, when that was a problem.
The hell did I just hear pass by me?
I think that was a dance. Wait, oh, that's the metal frog mount.
The metal frog mount.
Yeah, it's like a frog robot with 3 wheels. That's in Shadowbringers, though.
Where am I going? Oh, that's just up there. It's okay, the camera did not like that. It's fine with going into a tiny building that's actually smaller than the whale itself, but under a little gap that we can actually fit through? No.
No awnings.
Hey, aren't these the things that prevented me from doing that main story quest because a fate was there? Are we near that place? Might be.
Oh, you see up there over, like up on that hill. You see the wall?
Yeah.
We're that's the area. We're in eastern Lenosha.
Ah, that brings me back. All right, let's see how this fares. Oh, come on. Come on. You can get in here, right?
This is not a building to get in.
Ow. Ow. Go around. They were inside.
No. You were just going into a building.
I was in a position where I could clip through the building and see them. And this, I don't think the wall that's like in front of me has an actual texture for the interior, since I can
No,
see right
these
through
are
it.
these are one-sided textures.
So
Buildings
that's
you
pretty
can't go
funny.
in.
Over yonder. That's a bit more than over yonder, I would argue. Well, might as well take the boat. Where's the boat? There's the boat.
Right here, boat.
I think I'll take the shortcut.
Come on. But now we're in the other half of eastern Lenosha. That's where Wineport and the big fortress, you can get into it. Remember?
You mean the one where we grinded levels?
Yeah. If you kept going north, you'd get to Wineport, and if you kept going to like the Ageless Wise, which is the top right, well, like, you get to actually Castrum Occidents, which is where we grinded.
What's that flower up there?
Mom, said, I tell you every time that no one gets that reference, Chris, for whatever it was you made.
Wait, what?
I don't know. You made a reference, apparently.
Apparently I make so many references that I don't even process that I made them.
I could believe that.
Oh. There's a Down Under Dan reference.
You're making Down Under Dan reference, you're not even realizing you're making it.
One of you started a fight.
They started the fight. Want these things again.
Don't worry, it's going to disappear shortly. Yep, we went out of its area.
Now accessible. Well, then I'm gonna go to the bathroom, because I'm not doing a dungeon. Like this.
You're not going to do a dungeon when you gotta pee?
Piss bottle.
Piss bottle.
Piss bottle.
While you were gone though, Gavin, something I noticed is this section isn't actually as long as I feel like I remember it, but it's more so, I think this section and another emphasizes the fact that there's sections of Realm Reborn that's kind of like, talk to all these people for a while.
Yeah, binds between these distant zones.
Like, the feast, getting all the ingredients and stuff exaggerates it, because, like, this is mundane. What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, someone's trying to advertise their FC.
Featuring roleplay channels, monthly contests at 18 plus fun. Well, gotta report that for prostitution.
Nah, you don't worry about it.
Hammer notes to like an RPG. Yeah, that's probably why I like it. That and the flavor, like, you know, the flavor text of the quest, and all was actually quite good. The whole setup of like crooked wood wheeler, so you and him just really run a scam and do cheeky misdirection to go poach an egg. That's what threw me off of Mamma Music. I remember you saying there was Frog Wars had announced a new Holmes game I thought was released or whatever.
Yeah. Again, what really exaggerates though is like does this feast really even matter? Not really to the grander schemes of the game.
No, but it does make, you know, it does do the whole nice thing of having the world be like, you know, it's not all just about, like, you know, the hell quest of slaying gods. Like, people's lives continue on. You're gonna have to contend with that because people be assholes like that.
But the general feeling is, like, people's lives continue on. That was kind of... People's lives continue on even through the Calamity and the Empire. That was kind of already put forward in the level 1 through 15 quests. Like, when it was giving you all the big backstory.
Yeah, but the actual material of those quests, at least in the Gridania side, like, you very quickly get sucked up into doing, you know, like, general security chores for, like, the local military and farm and shit, and then you get pulled into the operation against the Birdmen.
Birdman.
So how long do you think this will take?
I think we can hammer it out.
In the hour?
In the hour, yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna try my best, Chris. But you're gonna have to heal really good if I'm gonna do bigger pulls.
We'll see about that.
We're going to die.
Let me just do a rundown here. Okay.
You'll memorize your moves yet, Chris, I promise.
And then I'll get a new one once I do this quest thing. And then be like, oh.
And then you're also gonna, every time you get a new move, you're gonna move around your hotbar entirely.
Oh, look at this place. It's a special jungle patch.
It's a dungeon for sure.
Some crystal. Oh, it's a full-on dragon.
It's like a Monster Hunter.
I must do it.
Alright. Let's go.
Oh yeah. Look at that fucker go.
Hold on, buddy.
He's getting a bit eager.
I am actually a little too eager.
I'm gonna stand back here. Not even close to... Like, I'm not even close enough to hear any attack sound.
Chris, it's okay, you're safe over there.
And then you walk and you, like, move forward and stuff. That's how he's out of range and you die in 2 seconds.
Well, we do have to go over here to this funny monkey.
He's a funny monkey with big personality.
And he's finally starring in his very first adventure.
He's learning the ropes.
And he's
That's
swinging
the-
into action. Oh wait, I think that was after.
He's testing the waters. He's swinging into action, and he's in for the ride of his life.
Everything about
You'll
that
go
video was
bananas
cursed.
over this game because it's more fun than a barrel of monkeys.
Donkey Kongo, those were the bands!
For the longest time, I thought that was fans bananas.
To the bands, bananas. Didn't you ask that on Twitter and I was like, said the bands, bananas, or something like that?
I think I said, I referenced it, and then you corrected it.
That's my favorite joke that no one knows. And it's gonna be probably till the day I die.
The video isn't. What is talking? That's silence?
Silence is blocked magic being used.
I thought that was fear, apparently.
No, fear stops all movement.
Terror stops you from being able to do movement or anything. Silence makes it so all spell moves that are on your hotbar are invalid. So you as a mage, Chris, you probably don't want to get silence. See this big dragon? Let's kill it.
Quote unquote
Like-
dragon.
It's like a dragon. It's like a bird dragon. Dragon bird. Dragon zone. Auto zone.
What?
Major balance. Damage dealt is increased.
Ah, we
Okay,
got
I'll
Bard
make-
with us as
I'll
well.
make good use of that one.
No, you won't, Chris. You're not doing too much damage currently. Actually, I don't have much.
Bard, please adjust. Get Monster Hunter aggro in the graveyard.
Yeah. Bards are supposed to play songs that give you buffs, so that's why you got Nature's Ballad.
Block of Zzz.
I mean, again though, whenever our health is pretty fine, you can always throw out a stone or put an arrow on.
Arrow is faster.
And when there's really nothing going on, that's when you use stone.
That's basically how it's been going. I'm like, basically, if it seems like I can throw out a stone, I actually just like stop and then count to 10. And if no one really needs healing, then I do it.
Well, the mantra of a healer is always be casting, always be doing something. So that's why damage dealing is useful when you're doing nothing else.
So is the idea to greed everything you don't need?
The idea is if you want it but don't really need to have it, you hit greed. Like, I'm greedy. I want this, but I don't need it. If someone actually needs it, I'll let them have it. If I won't let them.
But then wouldn't everyone want it if you can just sell it?
Some people might be nice enough to not even do that. 'Cause it's not a lot to be fair, but also sometimes every bit helps. Why not?
I might have wasted that presence of mind, so...
Ethereal Steel Emerald. Oh. I can use that, but I'm not allowed to eat it. We reach a dungeon whose gear is like at or slightly above the level of my own shit. I cannot read it.
It's dead.
The puppy got the helmet.
We gotta save this goblin, I think, if I remember correctly. Or actually, it might just give us like an
Oh, might as well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was like, we got a piece of treasure.
I'm allowed to need these boots that are worse than mine.
Boots is dumb.
Fucking game. Mamma is off to cleanse the body. That looks a bit more serious.
This is more like a dragon.
Easy. Drakes are like tiny dragons for the soul.
We're supposed to help that dude who's running around.
Oh, the setup on it.
I aggroed it, so eventually it just peeled off to me.
That works. Back on.
Boy, I really want to get a hollowed ground as a paladin.
That's super tanky.
That move would make it both. Actually, I think I also get shelled on at level 35 and I still have to unlock that, which means like the next 4 moves do no damage to me or something to that effect.
Oh,
Or like the next move does nothing. Yeah. Oh,
My spear!
Killed if I survived.
Surprising lack of magic.
yeah. Whenever tanks all get an invincibility move, actually, and Paladin is one of the best. It's called Hallowed Ground. It also has the longest cooldown, though. Because Hallowed Ground is like, you're just flat out invincible. The others have kind of gimmicks with it,
Yeah.
but Hallowed Ground is like, so the point of the invincibility moves is if my health as a tank is almost out, bop, I'm not losing health at the moment for these next 10 seconds, because, so that gives the healer time.
Oh yeah, I think I've
Scorpion
seen the warrior one of that, which is like they throw a big chain on the enemy.
Warrior puts a chain on the enemy that locks them in place. While Hallowed Ground just makes Paladins flat out invincible. Gang, the way that it does it is it prevents the warrior's health from going below 1.
Okay.
It's also a reason like that why one of the early lessons I gave to Chris is the most important health is the last
final
1% of health.
Yeah, see, but every time I thought about that, we lose, so...
Yeah.
Once he has actual invincibility, I imagine it will come into play, because then he can actually manage himself down the line, which
It's more of a late game lesson. I also, when I first played this game, I was like, this kind of feels like a Monster Hunter in some way.
it does. It also feels like a Final Fantasy 12 zone.
We're getting a little bit more guys.
The dry lands that become wetlands at certain points in the game. Like a certain point in the game, and then they just hold the move.
We're also taking a shortcut. We would go across that bridge, but since this is an open area, we're just going, like, cutting across.
Cheeky, cheeky.
So, up. I think it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, slow down, Maurice.
I just put outran parts on making 20% less damage for like 20 seconds. Tanks have a lot of mitigation tools when they level up big like that. And that's supposed to make it easier for the tank as well as easier for the healer. Because if I can prevent damage, that makes the game easier for me and you.
I'll say.
Imagine that's why I also have like a mild selfie. Just to make the healers like that a little bit easier.
You just get the one cell field.
Yeah.
Just a little. I'm not fully dying.
Hellbender.
Look at this big frog called Hellbender.
So you see venomous bite, and it just seems like something an enemy is inflicting. So I'm like, all right, time to use some poison. Is that by design?
Kinda.
I have been suspended in a bubble.
Oh, that means I have to save. Someone has to save you.
I can still attack him.
I think it's aggroed on me. Hey, I think it's aggroed on me.
No, it's not aggroed on you. I'm just in a 20 feet away.
Arrow and then suddenly a bunch of orange shit.
Thank you.
I think I'm in a bubble.
Yep. Alright, I'm gonna save you.
Honestly, not like I need something. If it can only have one of these out at a time, I'd rather be on it.
It does do
Yeah,
damage
but
though.
it does. Yeah, you're dying while that's happening.
Oh, fucking...
This really is monster.
My mortal foe. It is time. I have now jumped at a dragon.
Do you feel good about it?
Yep.
Yeah. We're only gonna do a little damage.
Yeah, imagine this is our area boss and he's fucking off for a bit.
This is the final boss. We're about to go through the last steps to get to the final boss. Also, Chris, you might have noticed, but once you get free cure, which is the buff that you've been seeing sometimes, that's the one that basically went sometimes when you cast cure, your next cure 2 is for free.
Is that from the other person?
No, whenever you cast cure, you have a trait, like a passive, that whenever you cast cure, there's a chance to get the next cure 2 for free. Like you have it right now, and you can see cure 2 has a box around it. That means next cure 2 is free for the amount of time the free cure buff is on you. Boink.
That one didn't even look at you.
Yeah.
Actually, we're gonna go take these so we can speed it up just a little bit. So I know Chris has to leave.
He'll hold it as best he can.
I'm holding as best as my phone can go. I even have the emote as a dude hold the phone with my Twitch.tv channel.
I thought you only had your face.
Nope, it's the level 2 emote because I only have the 3 slots.
Oh. I feel like you should make the hold the phone.
The face is become...
We'll probably get more use than posting your face.
I felt like that everyone has like a funny little emote face as like their first common one, and then something like I was planning eventually that hold the phone would be moved down into tier 1 when I had no slot. You know.
Also, when did Kevin draw that face?
I just asked him.
Okay, because it was like that was like the thing I was asking for the thumbnails.
All right, Dragon.
Oh, it's just there now.
Dragon.
The time has come.
Looks a lot more like a dragon from the front.
I gotta make sure I watch out for the dragon breath when that poisonous. Up, yep, I got poisoned. I got a stack of poison. But now I don't.
Bone tail. My goddamn ears! What is that?
That's the limit break.
Did I fucking use it?
Yep, they didn't even let it get to level 2 limit break.
Piece of shit.
Up, They turn it around. So sometimes bosses just like to turn around like that.
A wee bit of fake out, just keep you on your toes.
There must be a lot of stuff. Yeah, saw a little arrow going me. God damn it.
Get out of the poison.
Oh, but he has not bothered with the side of them. Ironically, he does not care about a Dragoon, so that being a dragon.
He does spit like the bits of poison, and I have to lead him around to make sure he's not standing in poison. So mainly,
He finally shot
yeah,
it.
now he's standing in poison, so now I have to move him. So our Dragoon does not have to stand in the poison to do damage. Oh, more poison. It also uses the poison pool to restore its own HP, so you don't want it in there.
Yeah.
Move it over here, actually.
Fucker.
God damn you.
Don't worry, he's almost dead. We're running out of space. Also, there was like a side area, so I wasn't able to get you the mapping the realm there because I this was a straight shot.
That's
First
fine.
we leave with the end.
We'll probably rerun the dungeon at some point anyway, so...
We'll get it on a daily eventually. Pants! For me!
I just wanna wear this dragon like a skin.
Pants for Evan!
I passed on the pants to you. So lads.
My pants! Let's get out of here.
The goblins have arrived to help us. Whoop. I was still sitting down when we came out. It's funny.
That's how it is.
Dragged on. I get it.
You gotta go immediately, Chris.
Not really. Like, I kind of want to go to that place where we have to go. Just have a place to turn off the
Stop.
game, you know?
You mean the house?
Oh no, just like the beach place where this main dude is at, you know?
Okay, we can do that. We gotta go back to Costa del Sol. So we will. I'll just teleport us there for easiness. Then we can teleport to the house and log off there if you want, Chris, because you get to use the house now since you're in the free company.
I think it goes, it's fine.
Okay, I guess Chris doesn't like house.
He's tsundere before the house right now.
This is where the quest is, so yeah.
Hardly.
But we can teleport directly to the house now since we all have it. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
He's gone offline.
Okay, I'm kicking out him of the party.
Alright, I'm out. It's 6.
Alright.
There he goes.
Either way. Either out of the call and all fucking punctual.
I'm going to the house. Bye.
I'll come with you, why not? It did not let me join you. Alright, then.
Now you gotta teleport. You can still do.
I can still teleport, yeah. It's just funny to me.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure there's a lot more fetch quests than you get to Titan.
That sounds about right.
They just put the dungeon in the middle of it.
Nice of them, at least. Imagine this guy will tell us some shit about him and to go find another guy to get like the final clues for how to fight Titan, and then
I do think
off we go.
one of the guys from the Free Company was changing the interior, though, so if you want to check that real quick, I can go inside.
Yeah, let's look.
Let's have a look. Oh, it's different again.
It's changed from when you last saw it change.
Yeah, it's changed from when I last saw the change.
Whoa, hey, you're up front now.
He did make the loft better, though. Like, look.
Yeah, there's actual stairs up to it now instead of a little jump puzzle.
Yep.
Our basement is now over on the other side.
Well, yeah, you gotta. The door is still there, but you gotta go around the other way.
Yeah.
And then there's the clock here.
Oh, you can display flowers.
Yep, there's little flower pots. Look, Junkmonger. If you right-click it and you purchase items, catalysts.
Yeah, Dark Matter grade 1 and all that are fairly cheap. The higher ones, of course, are.
It's also gardening supplies and dyes, which is nice. Oh, it's actually just dyes and the garden patches, but we already have a garden patch out in our front yard.
So can we only have one at a time, or?
I think in a small house you can only have one, or I might be remembering.
Yeah, it's a small estate, so only hold one. Oh well.
We only have the tiny house because that's all we could afford, and that's all that was available, considering the cutthroat real estate market of Final Fantasy XIV.
Yeah. I was hoping to sit in the one next to you, but sure. Does it not permit this?
You gotta be a little further. You'll be able to sit on that one. You're pretty much standing on it.
It's just facing you just out of contempt, I guess. Let's try. There we go.
You did it!
Hell yeah. This'll do. Checking up on the table. Just getting involved.
This is a good table. Is that
it?
mahogany?
Mahogany.
Also, look at that cigarette.
Alright. I thought it was incense at first, but no, that's a fucking whole cigar.
It's fogweed.
Material supplier doesn't fuck about.
They smoke fogweed in Final Fantasy XIV. That's like weed!
It's legal in the goblet.
It is.
Let's mounted a swordfish over there. We got a portrait of a man behind us.
That's a great guy. You don't know him yet.
Ah, okay. Yeah, cleaned the place up a good bit.
I'm pretty sure he hasn't touched the basement though, actually. It's still the same when last you saw it.
I don't know. I don't remember the swordfish in picture, at least.
But... hang on.
It's worth checking and see if you can find
Yeah, I think the swordfish might be new. But the picture has been there since it's been a bar.
Okay. Fair enough.
The swordfish I've never really paid attention to, so it could have been there, but I don't know.
I feel like I would have noticed the swordfish. Oh well.
You can also see the map of Eorzea over there.
What would I am? It is cozy, the whole place is. Alright. I will probably over the week get David caught up and Well, actually, we'll see how it goes. Maybe I can like wrangle it in and we'll have some of my episodes be catching David up on stream. Why not?
Perhaps. That might just be how it be.
So that would be nice.
We'll also see if Chris was like, if this was a good session, or if he still thinks he wants to like go through story content on his own or not. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Either way is fine, because once we beat the game, that's when a lot of the like, oh, well, we got to do these raids and all this content. We got to practice these fights. We got to make sure we're doing our skills optimally.
Learn rotations and
learn the rotation. All these things. That's what the end game is.
And then we'll start like spreading into other classes and shit for coverage or whatever the fuck. Or just for variety, I guess.
I've always, like I said before, I handled it by when expansions, like when I was like, all right, I started as a warrior.
Yeah.
And then Heavensward, I was like, I'm playing a tank, but what if I try Dark Knight? And then I played through Heavensward as Dark Knight. Then I played as Stormblood as Machinist. And then I played Shadowbringers as Dark Knight again, because that's the Dark Knight expansion. I was like, I used Dark Knight too early. I guess I'll just do it again, because Dark Knight is, I think, might be the tank I like the most. I'm not sure, though.
I mean, I love the aesthetic of it, just flat out.
I don't know. I never touched Paladin until I started playing with pals of Din.
Welcome back, man. We're in our little
powwow.
Yeah. That would be neat to do, like, swap. Because there's a class, there are, like, the later classes they added in, you just pick up a quest for them, like, level 50 or 60 or whatever, and start them off right from there, more or less, right?
Yeah, so that's how they do it. Every time there's an expansion, they raise the level cap by 10, and the new jobs they introduce are already started from another point. So
okay,
the starting classes are the actual only ones that promote to a real Final Fantasy job.
Everyone else starts is it? Well, say everyone else.
Well, yeah,
started.
Dark Knight, Astrologian, and Machinist start at level 30, and they were introduced in Heavensward, and the level cap was increased to 60.
Ah, okay.
At 30, there is nothing to promote from.
Makes
Then
sense.
Stormblood jobs were Red Mage and Samurai. They start at 50, and the level cap was increased to 70.
Okay.
And then the Shadowbringers jobs they introduced were Gunbreaker and Dancer, and they start at 60, with the level cap being raised to 80.
I mean, if I might, like, there's a DPS in each of those, that might be fun to do, just pass to each expansion's DPS, or whatever one strikes my fancy.
Yeah. Also, there is one more thing I should actually show you.
Yeah.
I never showed you, like, when I start the expansion, I also just unlocked the jobs. I never grinded them, but I unlocked them. I never showed you the third backflipping ability, which is Red Mage.
I gotta see this. Especially if... because Red Mage would be one to pick, especially if I go VR, because they had Red Mage as a class in the tactics games. Give me a sec, PS4 loading.
I won't go into all the lore, but the way Red Mages work is they actually focus their magic through a catalyst.
Look at that fucking rapier.
And they also use a rapier, so they're actually like a magic class that has a sword as well.
Yeah, the tradition is they're jack of all trades, black-white magic, who can wear like medium armors and have a sword. Do a bit of everything.
So the aesthetic they decided was like, what if it's a musketeer, like a Three Musketeer, old-timey, funny-looking guy?
The Red Mage hat was very musketeer, so that works.
Hoo-ha-hoo, ha-hoo.
These three different stances.
Actually, no, this is me turning.
Ah, okay.
Anyway.
It's just so fancy just by itself.
Yep, this is also the dummy starting armor that you get just by unlocking the job. So, how do I play Red Mage again? Red Mage you have a balance mechanic where you have to boost white magic and black magic in a gauge, but you have to keep it equivalent. Otherwise, it's harder to build the one that you have less of.
Okay, so you have to alternate the two of them then?
Also, here's something cool. The way I'm using this catalyst in the rapier, when you cast a spell, you snap it on the end. You snap the catalyst on the end of the rapier.
That's rad. That's dual cast as well.
That's the other gimmick of Red Mage, is that when you cast a spell as Red Mage, you get dual cast as a buff. So your next spell is instant.
Oh, fucking
so you
excellent.
can see I'm casting. I got dual cast. Pop. So the way you want to do it is do that, and then here is a white spell, which is arrow, but I missed because I'm actually only level 50.
Whoa.
But the gist you want is you want your faster spell to be the one you do casting on, and your slower spell you want to use.
Oh, yeah, the second dual cast. Yeah, that's clever. I like the way they implemented that. The only other way you could have done it with them, like just cast the same spell twice or something. First of them. Ooh.
Oh, I actually missed the mistake with I started casting Thunder without dual cast. Bummer. Anyway, once you get your black and white energies equivalent, both being to 80 around there, you get, hang on, Red Mages have a melee combo, which is a 1-2-3, and if you have the right amount of black and white energy mix, like together and they're equivalent, your melee combo as a Red Mage is powered up. So the gist of Red Mage is you want to be at the back of the party casting, get those energies up and balanced. Then you want to go in and do the combo. And then you go back out to the back of the party.
Oh, that's rad.
And then you start casting again.
I like that. I like that a lot.
And that's how Red Mage works. I think it's a cool magic casting class.
Yeah. Oh, I really like that balance of like just yeet yourself in, slash up, yeet yourself back out to casting again.
The one problem is, again, this is a backflip move, so you got the Dragoon and Archer or Bard problem, where you're like, oops, I didn't do it correct. Oops.
Dragoon and Red Mage synchronize their deaths off the side of them.
If you imagine the fence is the edge of the arena, I'm like, I'm doing the combo. Ba 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 ba. Now let me get out and go back to the back of the party. Oh wait, you can't go over it. You get the gist though. If I flipped over the fence, I was like, ah. Anyway, Red Mage is the only guy who gets to have a sword. White and black just use their 20 staffs. And this is the melee combo just without the actual, like, beefed up energy from building with magic.
And yeah, like, rapiers are dope, so they have a really good sword choice as well. But traditionally, at least in the tactics game and shit, they always use rapiers.
I do also have, 1 second.
Oh yeah, I'm losing the aggro.
I'm losing the aggro so I can change class. I do have the other expansion jobs unlocked as well, because like I said, once I started the expansion, I was like, I'll just unlock them to have them, but I won't.
I wonder who this is.
This is Samurai. So Samurai actually has a lot of combos, and they're different.
Alright.
And I think they have some positionals as well, but I think those are later. Anyway, there's like 3 paths per combos. And you build up 3 different, like different markers. And also each different combo gives a different buff. And depending on how many of the markers you have out of the 3, it makes one of your moves like be a different move. So if you build up all 3, you get a move called Midari Setsuka, and it's your strongest hitting move. Once you do all 3 combos and build up all 3 symbols.
So these.
So Midari Setsuka, once you have all 3, it's actually a melee class, but it has a casting time because you do the thing.
Oh, you have to sheave the blade first.
Oh, it didn't actually do damage. I missed though.
I mean, it still looked sick as hell.
Yeah, but like say I just have the 1. It's a move called Higenbana or something. I don't know how to say Japanese.
Yeah, Higenbana.
So I don't know if I pronounced correct some of these moves, because all the samurai moves is like all Japanese.
As you do.
I'm not getting the symbols because I keep missing. Come on. Stop missing.
The striking dummy's too hardcore.
It is. It's a level 60 and I unlocked this class at level 50. Anyway, you get it though.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, doing the different combos powers up your 1 move by collecting the symbols.
First
Now try
Samurai, then Samurai.
Alright, let me try another. I'm just showing off jobs now.
Might as well, because stuff to look forward to.
I'm still in the it's also not the entirety of, like, since I'm not level up, it's also not the entirety of the kit I'm showing you. This is just what you get when you unlock it. I got Dancer. I don't know how to use Dancer at all. I don't even know how to explain Dancer. I just unlocked it.
All I remember is seeing like someone practicing with their Dancer stuff, and yeah, it was just giant bladed discs just being chucked. Again, looks sick as hell. Whoa.
I don't know what any of this is doing.
You're applying some kinds of status effect.
I'm just hitting the highlighted buttons, really. But that's the thing, though. Even though you're Dragoon, you haven't even unlocked your, like, job gauge, which is like a resource thing, or it's like a timer for Dragoon, I think. And you also get, like, the Eye of the Dragon, which is like a buff that, like, you'll get there. Here's the other tank, the Gunster.
You.
This one's level 60, so I should probably hit it better. Well, actually, the Dancer's level 60 as well, so... You got a simple combo.
Yeah, the Gunblade.
But by doing this combo, you get cartridges, and you can hold up to 2 cartridges. Some moves, I think, just use the cartridges on their own. Like this one, it just uses a cartridge.
Yeah.
And this is back to my main combo. This one's called that's Danger Zone. That's just a hit that you can do that's off the cooldown. So it's just a hit.
Again,
But
flasher.
the thing with Gunbreaker is I'm doing the main combo, but actually by having a cartridge, you have an entirely second combo you can do. Oh wait, I just messed it up because I did the second part of the normal combo, and now I gotta wait. Oops. Also, all tanks end up getting gap closers. I don't think I've ever shown them.
No.
Paladin, I don't get the gap closer yet, but like, boop! So that's the way I can get back. If I have to go away, I can get back into combat.
Sensible leap forwards instead of dumbass leap backwards.
Here's the cartridge combo.
Ooh.
You can see all those, that combo, everything ends with an explosion. You're using bullet.
Yeah. I also, they look a lot like Squall in Final Fantasy when you time the button press and his gun blade goes off. I like. It's a lot better than the Final Fantasy 13 gun blades.
Also, I forgot I only explained the invincibility moves for Paladin and Warrior. So
Yeah.
Paladin was just raw invincibility with a long cooldown. Warrior was you can't go below 1.
Yeah.
And you also chain the enemy in place. Dark Knight is a move called Living Dead, where if you die, like if you lose all your health,
Yeah.
it sticks at 1, but you have, like, Living Dead, you put a buff on yourself for 10 seconds, and if you die during it, your health stays at 1, but you get a debuff then called Walking Dead, that's for 10 seconds, and if you don't get fully healed while you're Walking Dead, you die after the 10 seconds expire.
Goddamn.
So you need a full heal to come back out of Walking Dead for Dark Knight. And Gunbreaker's invincibility move is the bane of white mages everywhere. White mages have a move they get eventually called Benediction,
Right.
and it's a full heal. It uses like a resource or something, I think, but it's a full, like, you're at max health.
Yeah, their job gauge thing, probably.
Yep. Gunbreaker invincibility stance is the antithesis of it. Say your Gunbreaker is at very low health and you're like, I've got to pop the invincibility move.
Yeah.
Gunbreaker's invincibility is I lower my health to 1 just so I can't die for 8 seconds.
And then immediately have to start yelling at the healer.
So, if the healer used Benediction the fraction of a second before I hit Super Belied, I just undid their Benediction. So that's why white mages and Gunbreakers don't get along.
It's gonna be very funny if we get to, like, when we get to the point you ever play Gunbreaker while Chris is still white mage. That's going to happen at least once, I'm sure of it.
I figured, since Stormblood starts at level 60, I figured if we got through a Realm Reborn and Heavensward and I was at Paladin, I would have gotten 60. And since this job starts at 60, I could just switch in the middle.
Yeah, that's a good plan. Because seeing these here, I'm probably gonna look back to that actions video you posted at the start of all this.
Yeah, that's how I told you to choose your job.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a nosy at like Red Mage and Samurai and shit, so I might just pass around DPSs each expansion.
Oh, I forgot. Actually, that's my tank stand. Fun fact, your tank stand is called Royal Guard, and that's from Devil May Cry. It's not actually a reference, but it's like...
It might as well be. It's not just the weekly stream at this point, then I have just resigned myself to not being weekends. Thanks for coming out and watching. He's way out of bed.
Anyway, Super Belied always makes a white mage mad. When you do it right, like you think the white mage is not gonna do Benediction, so you Super Belied, but they just did Benediction. It's like, ah!
Yeah,
I just lowered my health to 1 to be invincible.
The weekly stream thing will be preferably tomorrow. It might be Tuesday, it depends on conditions, but it will be, yeah. It will be next.
No, you can go ahead.
Nah, that's what's getting up, Tim.
That's it. It will be next. Yeah, I'm just doing this over and over again. You can probably stop now.
Yeah, we'll stop here. I'm just
also, there's one last fun fact I forgot, actually. Did I set this up? I just got this recently. I don't know if I have it. Oh no, I probably have to do this really fast and then come back. Yeah, okay, I've got to run to an inn real quick to set up a glamour.
Okay.
just for the sake. I'm sorry, I'm keeping you, but
No, like it's
just talking.
no problem for me. Like it's fun, and also like I'm under no time pressure. And my movie's like an hour ahead of me, so it's like midnight his time.
Oh yeah, it's not like the week where Chris started late, but then we went even later. I was
Yeah,
confusing it for- I was thinking it was like 1 a.m. That was like 11:30 for you.
Yeah, it's 11:30. I'm under no pressure.
All right. So in owning the game,
Yep.
every little while, you get I think there's veteran rewards for having a subscription for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, I think the game has told me like, oh, you get your first at like something like 60 days, I think.
Yep, 60 days worth, and you don't even have to have played for 60 days or like the end of the 60 days. Just by having 60 days gone.
Ah, okay.
Like if you bought a sub, you got 30 days, and if you bought another sub after that, it's like up. You subbed for a total of 60 days. You get your first one. Your first one's a Cloud Strife outfit.
Hey. Just his uniform, or does it make you look like him?
Just the uniform. Like they
That's
just
good
do the
enough.
clothes.
That's what I would prefer, honestly. The uniform.
What's the other ones? I don't remember. I think I can look for them. Certain equipment also doesn't have to be put in a glamour dresser. Like it's things you get from events. Or
Yeah.
The veterans rewards can be put into the armoire, and that's basically like free glamour that you can. That's like special events or stuff, or like
You just-
special gear.
Yeah, you
You
just throw
don't
it
have
on
to
whenever.
spend glamour. You don't have to spend glamour prisms to put them in there, but you can use them in glamour plates.
Nice. I'll need to fuck with that whenever I get like a actual full outfit I want.
Yeah, because you just like applied a glamour directly just by going apply glamour, spend
Yeah.
a glamour prism, and make it look like. Yeah, glamour plates is hey, I want my whole kit. I want to set up a whole kit that looks like blank, and then I want to apply it just by clicking a button whenever I want, and it doesn't cost glamour prisms to apply it to gear. It just costs glamour prisms to put it in the dresser to make them permanent glamours.
That's handy. So it means you can just keep your shit consistent all the time.
Open armoire. Also, I did get Noctis gear from doing the Final Fantasy 15 event that one time.
That must look funny on a Rogadin.
It does. It's kind of funny. Yeah. So the first one is the Cloud gear,
Yeah.
and then there's one I don't like. I like Final Fantasy, but I haven't played as much as you. I've beaten 4, 5, 6, played some 7, played
Yeah.
some 10, played 14, and played the demo of 15. So the only ones I've actually fully beaten is the Super Nintendo ones. But I'm
That's
like,
fair.
I get the references,
Yeah.
and I touched the PlayStation 1 ones, but I've never fully sat down, which I should be doing. There's one called like the Tantalus gear, and one's the
Ah, it's
Wild
the Final
Rose
Fantasy
gear.
9 gear.
And then there's one that's the Wild Rose gear.
Tantalus
Yeah.
gear. So that's probably Zidane's outfit?
Probably. What? Okay, I set up the glamour plate. The point I was trying to make that I had to run all the way to Limsa, go into an inn room, is that, wait for it when I reappear. I'm almost there. Load faster. My computer's not actually that fast at loading. It's probably equivalent to PS4 load times.
I think Chris has his beaks. He might have his on his SSD.
Yeah. The point I was trying
Oh.
to make was that the fourth and final set you get for subscribing for 330 days is the Squall gear.
That's great. And you can use it with Gunbreaker and just complete the image.
I think if you pre-ordered Shadowbringer, I know in the Shadowbringer's Collector's Edition,
Yeah.
you get Squall's Gunblade as well.
Oh, excellent.
I'm Squall, Final Fantasy VIII. Hello.
Kind of curious to me that the last one is Squall, considering Fantasy it's like one of the, I guess, the black sheep one.
I'm Squall, Final Fantasy VIII.
It works for Rogadin, even though you're like 4 times the size of Squall.
I'm Big Squall. Bigger Squall. It's a theory. There's bigger Squall in Final Fantasy VIII.
Squall
Like bigger
Prime.
Luke. That's it, I guess.
Yeah. So that's neat. Yeah.
If you do ever stream any more Final Fantasy, like side stuff, I'm still probably available as well.
Yeah, if you're down for like just talking about crafts and stuff, maybe they will probably inevitably just be streaming crafting shit and all.
Because yeah, you've only been doing the gathering stream, but if you like do anything, I'm like, if you say the words Final Fantasy 14, you've already seen. I go, did somebody say Final Fantasy 14?
Yeah, you
And
materialize.
then I arrive. Then I exist. Then I'm around. I'm gonna sacrifice all my health to be invincible for a second.
The genius strat.
I mean, the thinking is that you're almost at 0 health, so you're not sacrificing anything.
Yeah.
Because the time to use your invincibility moves as a tank is at the brink of death. So,
Yeah. So it
like,
makes sense, yeah.
it makes sense, but it's so, like, you take Super Ballade and you take Benediction, and they clash so heavily. If you get the Benediction after the Super Ballade, it makes you feel like a god. If you get it before the Super Ballade, you're furious.
You just wipe the run reader.
I guess that's it, though.
Yeah, that should be a nice starting point. Nice little class demo, little treats for the future.
And I didn't even have all the classes, and they're not even at max, so I couldn't really show off everything. I just thought it was cool because we just got into this because I was like, I should show you Red Mage. Red Mage is like conceptually cool.
Yeah, the catalyst thing where it just jumps on the end of the sword to become a staff is like really fucking cool.
That is one of my favorite aspects. It's like, oh, I'm holding this catalyst and I've got a sword. It's a staff. You didn't see that coming.
That's actually inspired that. Yes, that will do us here for the night. Presuming Chris wants to do his like separate stream stuff, we'll see how we arrange things for this end of it.
Yeah, I can just, again, I'll probably just be putting like, we should stop here and then do these parts as a group for the mission. Once we're in end game loop territory, that's when we can do our at least weekly stuff, because Chris even said like, I'm paying money, I want to play more actually.
Yeah, which was good to hear. It's encouraging. But yes, that's how we'll release you now, Hammer. Good night, and thank you for watching. And thank you, Evan, for playing. Chris is already fucked off, so...
He already did it. He's gotta walk a dog.
He's got work to do. Yes. Good night, everyone. And see you maybe tomorrow, maybe whenever. And Final Fantasy 14 is now unbound from Saturdays, I suppose.
If that is the case.
If that is the case, we'll see. Yes. Good night.